This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello. And welcome into the show, everybody. Late night Pistons, late night Tigers, Justin Verlander start. That didn't go according to plan. We got a lot to get to today. Really excited for today's show. But Kyle, I'm just gonna take our rundown that we have for today and put it aside for a second because we got news about 5 minutes ago that the Detroit. Look, I don't typically like to use the term SOL, same old Lions. I haven't done it in years. All right, even when they were losing games last year, I was like, come on, this is a new regime with the Lions. They've shown no signs of loser activity. Here in the last week or so, we find out that miscommunication breakdown between Taylor Decker and the Detroit Lions. That was noteworthy, to say the least. We just got news that Rod Wood spoke to the Detroit Free Press, and he's forcing Frank Ragnow to pay back that $3 million bonus that they owe him. Or that I guess he owes the Lions because they gave it to him and then he didn't fulfill his contract. The quote is, our precedent goes all the way back to Barry Sanders, and if Barry Sanders paid that money back, I think the reality is they're not paying back their money. They're returning our money because they were paid in advance for services that hadn't been completed. It's from the president, Rod Wood. Let's go down memory lane here for a second, just off the top of the head. Barry Sanders, he was owed $7 million. Or he was given $7 million. He retired. He was forced to pay that back. That's a lot of money. Calvin Johnson, they did the same thing with him for $1.6 million. They were like, Calvin, you cannot go live the rest of your life going and smoking all those J's and opening up your business. We're going to need that money back. And guess what it did? It tarnished the Lions' reputation. It tarnished the relationship between Calvin Johnson and the Detroit Lions that wasn't fixed for years until Rod Wood actually was hired and was able to bridge that gap. But it was a shame. Calvin Johnson wouldn't show his face around the Detroit Lions. He was basically unassociated with them because he was so pissed about that $1.6 million that he had to give back to the organization. Now, according to the NFLPA, the collective bargaining agreement, they're allowed to do this. It's not like you're doing anything against the rules. But it's just kind of scummy, and have we not learned anything? You know, Andrew Luck, $17 million he could have, been forced to give back to the Colts when he unexpectedly retired. The Colts let him keep every penny. And somehow the Lions have learned nothing. Despite all the losses, I've never said it. This is the most same old Lions garbage ever. What is happening right now? Why can we not just go let Frank Ragnow live in peace? It's not my money. It's easy for me to sit here and say that. But come on, man. What are we doing? It's $3 million. He's a Ring of Honor guy with this team, and now all of a sudden you're putting in jeopardy a relationship between maybe a Hall of Famer, but definitely a Ring of Honor guy, and your franchise. Not that he was ever going to show his face again. He hasn't spoken since the day he has retired publicly. But have we learned nothing? We've seen two Hall of Famers, their reputation and relationship with the Lions have been tarnished over the last 30 years, and we're not learning from our mistakes. What is going on between that and the Taylor Decker thing that happened where there's clearly a miscommunication breakdown between the two sides, and Taylor Decker gets super frustrated with the Lions for not picking up the phone and calling him and asking what was going on? I'm just not getting good vibes from – I hate using the word vibes because it's overused, but I'm not getting a good feel for what's going on in the Detroit Lions organization. For a team that prides themselves in an organization that prides themselves in culture and all that, it feels like there's something missing right now from this Lions. And to see that Frank Ragnow, they're going to make him pay back these $3 million, I mean, it screams same old Lions, to be quite honest.
Yeah, this just sucks. Like, straight up, you look at what happened with Taylor Decker, and now it starts to open your eyes a little bit about maybe just the mindset of this organization in general. This is not a fun thing to have to react to, just because, like you said, I mean, we've brought this up a couple of times, but when Calvin Johnson, like, just the battle of trying to get him back to the Lions and trying to fix that relationship that was tarnished, it's an embarrassment that even has to take place.
Mm-hmm.
And now, not to say that it's going to get to that level with Frank Ragnow, but this potentially could be the start of it.
And not a good start.
Of course. And you see what just happened with Taylor Decker and the way that he went out. And, yeah, I know you reacted to that maybe differently than most Lions fans did, but maybe this on top of that now shows a little bit more about the organization than we had thought. Like, it just felt like the Lions organization had moved off of the old ways of, not having strong relationships with alumni of the team and things of that sort. And this clearly is not a good sign to that.
I think it was 2 off seasons ago. We signed Amik Robertson. I say we like I'm a part of the decision-making. I believe it was Amik Robertson, and he said, this is a high-level organization. Like, this is a winning organization. And I was so caught off guard by that. I was like, wow, somebody just called the Lions a winning organization. I wonder if people would still say the same thing about this. I know Alex Anzalone's frustrated with this organization. I know Taylor Decker wants to stick it to this organization. And now we're having a Ring of Honor guy like Frank Ragnow, who I'm sure is not happy about this. I can't imagine getting a phone call and being like, hey, you know that $3 million that we gave you that was in your contract? Technically, we can ask for that back. We're a multi-billion-dollar organization. We're going to need those $3 million back. Of course, that's going to piss him off. And Frank Ragnow's a little different than Calvin Johnson because Frank Ragnow might just never make a public appearance again. He might just stay out of the public eye for the rest of his career, and I wouldn't be surprised. Go fish, have some fun, do you. It tarnishes a reputation nonetheless, and it's not a good look on the organization that not once, not twice, but now 3 times there's been a situation where someone has unexpectedly retired. Maybe you should look into that issue as well. And you're like, you know what? No, you can't go enjoy retirement before you give us back the money we owe. And then the money that you owe. And then to have a quote like this, that you were paid in advance for your services that hadn't been completed. Like, come on, man. He couldn't play anymore. I know we all got frustrated with Frank Ragnow when he tried to come out of retirement and that whole saga, and that was still weird, and I'm still pissed about all of that. And the timing of his retirement was weird too. But what is this? It's so frustrating because it feels like the Lions haven't learned. And there's 2 clear examples of Hall of Fame guys that it was handled in an embarrassing way and you lost that person away from your franchise for a while. And now it feels like they're on the verge of doing it a 3rd time. It's very SOL and it's very frustrating. Again, this wasn't our plans lead for the show, but this pops up in my feed about 15 minutes ago before we went live. And I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me, man. What happened to the Lions of the last 3 years? Or it's like everything they do as a culture standpoint with this organization is top tier. I don't know if I feel that way about the team, whether that's the players, the coaches, the GM, all the way up to the president. Like, how could you feel that way right now after all that's went down this offseason?
I mean, just in general, what is going on with this org? Everything is turned from just how the fans view. Like Brad Holmes, for example. That's a guy that we never really thought would be viewed in a negative light a couple years ago. Now it feels like everybody's out on Brad Holmes. And then all of this stuff with Taylor Decker and the Frank Ragnow situation has just been so goofy. And who knows, maybe part of this whole bonus was him returning last year. Then he ends up not returning, and that could have been a part of it. Rod Wood, who you mentioned, is the guy that's asking for this. He's retiring this summer.
Right.
He's on the verge of retirement, and this is how he wants to go out? It's just a bunch of oddball stuff going on.
Did you see the Brad Holmes quote yesterday when talking about Terrion Arnold? He basically was like, we don't think anything's wrong. We think he's going to be back. That's the mindset we're operating under. But I'm a pessimistic planner, so I always plan for worst case scenarios. So it's not like that's going to be ignored. It's like, bro, you're just lying right to our face because when you didn't plan is when Frank Ragnow retired. You had no plan for that at all. So don't tell me you're a pessimistic planner and always plan for worst-case scenario when you clearly had no backup plan for what happened when Frank Ragnow did decide to hang it up.
No, the backup plan was Frank Ragnow's just going to come back in 6 months.
And then when he doesn't, we're going to ask for that $3 million
exactly.
back. It's ridiculous. It's petty. It feels like it's low-level organization stuff. It's stuff that players hear that, And why would they want to sign long-term contracts with the Lions when they hear stuff like that? Like, that's the stuff that you have to worry about when you make decisions like that of, hey, you know what? Technically, we can ask for this money back, so that's exactly what we're going to do. It'd be one thing if it was just a random person. This wasn't a random person. This is who Taylor Decker thought he was. He thought he was Frank Ragnow, a Ring of Honor guy. For a while, the best center in the NFL. Guy who, like, I guess I'd have to go through the history of what centers do and don't make the Hall of Fame, but short career, he played at a Hall of Fame level for a while, you know? So to go through this for the third time now, and maybe this one stays out of the public eye, but to hear that, and that's how, you know, we got to open up the show. I guess we didn't have to, but to hear that 5 minutes before the show starts, like, man, what is going on with this team? We've got more on the Detroit Lions a little bit later on. Brad Holmes, actually it was Dan Campbell, said something about Penei Sewell, best player on the team, undisputed, I think still at this point. He said something about him yesterday that makes me shift my mindset on the NFL draft and who maybe the 17th pick in that draft will be. Also, trade up, trade back, stay at 17. All questions we'll answer later on in the show. But Justin Verlander did have a start last night for the Tigers. First time in over 3,000 days. Over 7,000 days since his first start. Didn't go according to plan. Late night Tigers, late night Pistons. Let's recap both games when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. As always, the 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by our friends over at Iron Stack Technologies. They help businesses solve real tech problems securely, efficiently, and ready for what's next so you can focus on your business and they focus on solving your IT issues. IT's got to work the way it should. That makes everything else a heck of a lot easier. Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. You can find them online at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Site. siding and building repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, now that we got that out of the way for the Lions, good God, man. They don't learn. They really don't learn. Now that we've got that out of the way, late night Pistons, late night Tigers. I'm not going to lie. I didn't make it through both games, but I did wake up and see that the Tigers were on the wrong side of an immaculate inning. I did see, for the most part, Justin Verlander get torched. He didn't even go 4 innings, gave up 5 runs. I also saw the Pistons G League team, because they were missing all their starters other than Asar Thompson, went toe-to-toe with the Thunder and forced overtime. I also saw that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander shot 25 free throws, got called for an offensive foul at the end of regulation, and just couldn't believe it. What a baby. And then I saw that they fell short against the Thunder in overtime. But hell of a performance from the Pistons G League squad with no Cade, no Duran, no Tobias, and there's one more guy they were missing, no Duncan as well. To go toe-to-toe with the best team in the NBA, I feel like I have to readjust what I think this team is without Cade Cunningham, because I always thought Cade was the MVP, like the most valuable person that we had for a team that was in the playoffs. They'd fall apart without him. That hasn't been the case. They've been able to survive, and even with the loss, you feel better about the squad last night, even though they gave up 47 and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I just don't know what they're supposed to do. You can't touch them. 25 free throw attempts. I think it was more than the Pistons had as a team total. Like, that's incredibly frustrating. Maybe I'm glad I didn't see the end of that game because it was 11:30 at that point. I think the bigger news is obviously, though, that Justin Verlander kind of gets lit up in his debut game back with the Tigers. He's the 4th starter. He'll have good and bad days. It's not like I feel any worse about the signing or any better about it after a game like that. You just kind of have to know, hey, some days Verlander might be pitching like this. He pitched like that a lot in the first half of last season before he really dialed it up and became one of the best pitchers in the National League out in San Fran. It didn't go as planned, and that's okay. I'm not all that worried about the signing quite yet. That seems like an overreaction after his first start.
Yeah, I think if you were worried about the signing overall, then that would be pretty tough. But yeah, I mean, we know that the whole point of Verlander coming back to Detroit was that there isn't the pressure of him to be like this elite pitcher, to be the 1 or the 2, like of course he was the first time around, or basically every other stop he's been in his career. He's been asked to be the number 1 or 2 guy on his team, and that's not the case here in Detroit. Nonetheless, it still stings. It's still like, man, what a terrible way to debut back with the Tigers. You know?
It was supposed to be romantic. It was supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
That wasn't it.
Good news is that it was, at 11 p.m. Eastern time, so most people probably didn't get a chance to see this. I tuned out the second after. So I was like in my bed watching this, so I don't know the exact minute that I fell asleep. After the immaculate inning, I was like, yeah, this is bad. And then I started falling asleep during the 5th inning when stuff got really bad for the Tigers. So, yeah, that's the good news about the Verlander debut, is that a lot of people probably weren't watching this. They just woke up to it.
We're doing the Men in Black. What's the spray called in Men in Black?
Oh, the flash or whatever
the flash
that they put? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you didn't know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I took my sunglasses off for that, yeah, because I don't want to remember it. And so hopefully the real debut back in Comerica Park on Easter for Justin Verlander is the one that we remember and the one that we're excited about, because this one obviously was not great.
I didn't see the immaculate inning. I woke up to that, and I was just like, there's no way. And the 3 batters that it was for the Tigers, Baez, Carpenter, I guess those 2 aren't surprising.
Not shockers right there.
9 pitches, 9 strikes, inning
Gleyber Torres,
over.
though, the other guy.
I was going to say, and Gleyber being the last one. That one is surprising.
It is.
Because other than McGonigal, he probably delivers the most consistent at-bats of anybody on the team. So I was a little surprised to see he was a part of this. But the way that Carpenter's playing and the way that Baez, that's just who he is.
Yeah, it's just Javi, yeah.
I guess those first 2 weren't very surprising. You told me a crazy Kerry Carpenter stat before we went live.
Most strikeouts ever by a Tiger just in the first 4 games of the season with 10. Kerry Carpenter owns the. Anytime that it's first time ever in baseball, it's a pretty crazy stat, because the sport's been around for like 150 years.
True, but I also feel like I hear these stats like a lot throughout the year.
This doesn't seem that crazy. 10 strikeouts in 4 games to open the year. That's never been done by a Tiger.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't seem that crazy.
No, it doesn't.
Or
the
it's
fact
like
that it's never
you know,
happened.
through the first 3 games, the guy strikes out so much that maybe he, doesn't get as many at-bats in the 4th game.
Nope, leadoff.
Yep, leadoff.
Has to be the leadoff hitter.
Leadoff hitter. Strikes out to open up the game. Yep.
We seem like Kerry Carpenter haters through the first 4 games of the season.
I mean, how could you not be?
It's not that we're hating on Kerry Carpenter. We just don't understand why he's in that leadoff spot. And we also kind of recognize him for what he is. He's a platoon bat. So the days where he's not hitting against right-handed pitchers, you can really feel it because he's not really bringing anything else to the table. He doesn't walk a lot. He's not like a swing for the fences every at-bat type of guy, but that's what it feels like it's been for the first chunk of the year. And he's by far been the biggest hole in the lineup to start the season. Is like, man, Parker Meadows has given us better at-bats than Kerry Carpenter. And that was the guy that we all kind of thought, hey, man, you're on a short leash. Nobody thinks Kerry Carpenter's on a short leash by any means, but I don't think he should be viewed as a staple of the lineup if the Tigers are going to get into a World Series position. And that's obviously the goal for the Tigers this upcoming season. We mentioned it yesterday. Colt Keith, Dylan Dingler, these are guys that are coming along and could potentially insert themselves into the heart of the lineup. I still don't really understand why Colt Keith is not leading off instead of Kerry Carpenter right now. Colt Keith, another 2-double game. Just incredible start to the season for the kid who struggled in the month of March and April historically in the first 2 or 3 years of his career. This is the first time he's hit the ground running, and then he's not even just running. He is sprinting out of the gate. That's been great to see.
Yes, it has been, but I mean, I don't know. That game last night, they make like an attempt at a comeback, but anytime you're down like 8-0 in the game, all the stuff that happens after, I'm not going to say they're like wasted stats or they're stuff like that, but it's just you can't get down 8-0, man. Like
no, you're right.
That was basically 14 straight innings of nothing from the offense, and of course Verlander getting blown up doesn't help. But like,
game was over pretty quick.
Game was over, man, and they made it. Like I said, they made a mini comeback there later in the game, but
6 runs in a single inning.
Right. So it's just one of those things where this offense it did this a lot last year, where they would have games, they go 10, boom, they have a huge game, 10 runs put up, and then they'd follow it up with 0. That inconsistency can't happen.
Well, I think if they're going to eliminate that inconsistency, I think they got to get some different guys in the heart of the lineup. And no offense to Kerry Carpenter, him leading things off every game, and when they flip the lineup card over and over again, it just doesn't feel like that's getting anybody like excited. You know what I mean? It really feels like that is it's an unfortunate situation that the Tigers find themselves in, but it's also very preventable. But for some reason, they don't want to make that adjustment. AJ Hinch doesn't want to make that adjustment, but it's just like it's an automatic out to start every game. How are you supposed to get some runs up on the board early?
Yeah.
If the first guy is just going to strike out, like that's what I'm not saying give up on Kerry Carpenter, but AJ Hinch was like, how many times did he put together the same lineup card twice in a row last year? 2 back-to-back games. Never would do it. And for some reason, this year it's been a staple of the lineup of Kerry Carpenter leading off. I don't really understand it.
You don't really want to give up on something so quickly to start the season because that shows kind of how you're feeling about a certain guy.
There's also 2 years of evidence that this guy's not a leadoff hitter.
Right. No, you're probably like it probably just shouldn't have been the thing from the get-go. Yeah. But speaking of like not taking advantage of those opportunities, like I have another funny stat for you.
Sure.
This is from Cody Stavenhagen.
I know this one. The torque one?
Yes. In situations with either bases loaded or runners on second and third, so this is runners in scoring position but at a premium.
Yeah.
Spencer Torkelson is a career 6 for 62. I'll tell you the batting average for that. It's not very good.
No, not very good. And how many times last year did we discuss like, hey, when's Riley Green? Like, what's Riley Green's big moment? When does this team ever come through with runners in scoring position? Like, that was their big struggle, and yet again yesterday they struggled to hit runners home. They get them into scoring position, and the heart of their lineup, Torque and Green, like they can't hit guys home. And Carpenter, we've talked about it enough. Like, these guys had to wake up for the Tigers to get hot again. As much as we want this new wave to hit the ground running and be a huge part of this core, these other guys got to start contributing too. And Green had a good game yesterday with 2 hits, but they can't keep leaving runners on like that. Becomes incredibly frustrating. Shout out to the Pistons G League team, though, for basically hanging in there with the Thunder and forcing overtime.
Did you see the Shea
The
foul
push-off?
that they called?
Yes.
Absurd.
Absurd.
For all of the times that Shea does a push-off or does a foul that doesn't get called or gets a whistle against him, I can't believe they called that.
I couldn't believe his reaction. He was stunned. It's like, dude, you do that
It
all
was
the time.
I don't think it was a foul, personally. I am shocked they called that. And of course, it's the caveat of him shooting 25 free throws. So it's like, yeah, of course, I'm not upset about it. I'm not saying he got done wrong.
I think JB working the refs throughout the course of that game.
What a crazy whistle to call at the it would have been an unreal game winner.
It would have been. I think that's credit to JB Bickerstaff for working the refs and being like, what are we supposed to do with this guy? He's pushing us off. He's using his elbow and his forearm every time to create space. And he's been to the line 25 times. What do you want us to do? This is completely unfair. So I think JB barking at them the entire time probably led to that call.
I would think so.
And we've seen countless head coaches across the NBA lose their minds while playing the Thunder because
Chris Finch, literally of the Timberwolves, despises Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
I think half the coaches across the league do because of it's impossible to guard him. They can't do it you can't touch him without it being a foul. I couldn't believe we hung in there without Cade, Duncan,
man, imagine
Duren.
Danis hits that buzzer beater before it went to OT, though. It was a good look.
It was a good look. Not his best game. Not his worst, though.
They've just continued to play pretty good, though, without Cade. It's been very surprising.
Yeah, it kind of sucked that they sat everybody and still
Yes.
It was impressive that they still hung in
yeah.
there. But scheduled loss when you're playing that good of a Thunder team without Cade Cunningham. So I get it, resting everybody. I was just amazed that they still were able to hang in there.
Yeah, OT on night one of a back-to-back is never fun, of course. But at least everybody, most of the guys got a rest last night. So
yeah, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live on the Mitt. We'll hit the news, talk about an NBA record that was broken last night.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We are live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Kyle Sandel, this is him taking it away with the news.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
It's time for the news,
Yeah.
as you mentioned it. Hey, I got some breaking news.
Okay.
It was actually nice out yesterday.
That's okay. Yeah, that's news.
Breaking news, right? It's not. It's kind of nice out today too, but we're gonna get rain the rest of the week, which is tough.
I spent 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, tell the people about this.
So I have a fenced-in backyard, so leaves don't get just blow away. They all get caught up. And in the fall, I raked all the leaves, and there's a huge tree in my neighbor's lawn that hangs over my lawn that I do fear is going to fall down during a rainstorm and kill me because it's like I'm right in where it would fall, right, in terms of where I sleep at night. So this huge tree just drops leaves everywhere, and I raked them all up into a pile this fall. I was lazy and never actually took care of them before winter rolled around, so it's nice out yesterday. I'm like, okay, I'm finally going to take care of these leaves. Brother, it took me 4 hours to get all of these leaves into bags. 21 big, giant leaf bags I had to use. 21 of them to get the
that's
entire
so
pile.
many leaves.
You don't understand how big this pile of leaves was.
I do.
Insane. So, yeah, that took a while. I didn't end up going to the gym. That took it out of me.
That's
by the
your
end.
workout right there.
Yeah.
Hey, at least it was a nice day to do it, though. Did you beat the rain? Because we got some rain last night.
I had to run inside, and then I beat
wet leaves. Ooh, that's a bad deal.
I had to run inside, and then it'd stop raining, and then I'd run back outside, and then it would start raining again, and it was that for a couple times. But I ended up getting it all done.
Well, good for you.
Thanks.
Okay, let's move on to the news. We obviously had the NFL coaches meeting yesterday, the GMs meeting. A lot of fun stuff always goes down at that. But one of the things that Dan Campbell said yesterday was that the Lions will have no joint practice this season with any team. He said that it has felt counterproductive in the past. So we won't get the funny moments of them and the Dolphins like we got last year or anything like that.
Yeah, I think that's probably what turned them off from doing this, is that Dolphins joint practice where they just kicked their ass for 2 straight days, and it was uncompetitive, and they didn't feel like they were getting anything out of it. I like the joint practices. They're fun, especially leading up to a preseason game where you don't really get the starters playing. I like reading those stories, so I was a little disappointed to hear that, but I don't think it's look, I'm not losing sleep over it.
It's definitely I would probably rather have it than not, but the only reason I'd rather have it is to get those fun stories.
Yeah.
I don't actually care about it from the competitiveness of getting ready for the season perspective. It's just fun to see how it goes, to react to it basically. So, whatever. Brad Holmes, though, not at the NFL meetings yesterday. Quote-unquote personal reasons he missed this.
Yeah, he was too busy banging on Frank Ragnow's door asking for $3 million back.
Look, on Twitter, somebody tweeted this out, that Holmes wasn't there, and the replies to this tweet were just gold. Just a lot of funny things made up, of course, about he was too busy doing this, and they're all fun, just funny things. If you want to laugh, go search that because it was pretty good. Okay, we already mentioned that terrible Kerry Carpenter stat. I don't want to say it again. Pistons, Raptors tonight at 8. Red Wings, Penguins tonight at 7. Both winter Detroit teams are back in action tonight.
I got a news thing for you.
Okay.
5-star Brandon McCoy, top 15 player in the nation, number 3 guard in the country. He's been predicted to go to Michigan, man. He's been predicted to go to Michigan. Yeah,
no, I've been seeing this. McCoy was at one time one of the very, very highly touted prospects of this upcoming class. He's fallen down a little bit, but yeah.
Still top 15.
Yeah, exactly. That would obviously be a humongous get for Dusty May and them, which feels like if he is going to snag a freshman or two, there are these pretty highly touted guys, so that clearly helps things.
I mean, he already has 3 different 4-stars, a 3-star, and then a 7'3" guy from Spain that's coming over who's just has no stars. I don't know. Do they not do the stars for the international kids?
They do if they're actually rated prospects, but
okay.
Maybe he's just not. Yeah, maybe he's just not on a high school board.
And then if they land this kid, a 6th kid from the class, people say he builds his rosters in the portal, which is true.
He's going to have to, again, of course, yes. Well, think about it, though.
Six incoming freshmen. That's no
joke, 6 guys
joke,
coming
though.
in with McKinney, Cadeau, locks to be back. There's 8 guys.
Is Elliot Cadeau a lock to be back?
He said he's coming back.
Okay.
And Kaysen probably misses most of next year.
He still hasn't had the
unfortunately.
surgery.
Oh, so he for sure misses all of next year.
I would say, yeah, most of it.
Yeah, gets his medical red shirt. So, yeah. So you have 8 guys. You go get 5 dudes from the portal. Maybe not 5, but yeah. Interesting stuff to think about.
It'd be a nice, it'd be another big time get. This would be the equivalent of what they got with McKinney last year, where it's just like, oh, they just landed the best kid in the state. He's not from here. He's from California, this McCoy kid, but a similar type of build, like 6'5". McKinney was never like a physically imposing guard. That's kind of this guy's profile. But to have a physically imposing guard like that who wants to get downhill, plus McKinney, who's just maybe one of the best shooters in the country, that'd be a pretty nice backcourt to have for Dusty.
I am pretty interested to see how Dusty May approaches the offseason as far as is he going to go into the portal with the mindset of this is McKinney's team next year, or this is still going to be a portal guy's team next year with McKinney as just an elevated role. I'm interested to see how that goes down.
Either way, I think McKinney's due for a crazy leap forward next year.
Totally is. Yeah, no doubt about it. Okay, let's go on to the news that happened yesterday with the Detroit Pistons, but former Detroit Piston. We got to talk about it.
Yeah, I know.
Jaden Ivey waived by the Chicago Bulls after a series of this has been going on all throughout this week, but yesterday really a full 40-minute Instagram videos of just very religious, cryptic thoughts that he has put out there on social media. And, of course, the reason why he is releases anti-LGBTQ comments made in these Instagram videos. Has only appeared in 3 games for the Bulls this season, has been away from the team, hasn't played for the Bulls since, basically the beginning of that trade going down. Nonetheless, though, it's just tough to see Ivey go down this way after, a year ago, pre-injury with the Pistons. We had such high hopes for him, and it's been a large downfall for him in his NBA career.
Look, let's be clear about one thing. If Jaden Ivey was a good basketball player right now, I don't think he'd be waived. Despite everything he's been saying on social media, he's been going on these rants. It turned somewhat political and religious, which we don't want to get into on this show. You can go find that stuff elsewhere. But if you actually tapped into some of these 70-minute Instagram lives, it's just he's just talking in circles. I don't even think he's completing sentences and just saying the same thing over and over again. It just, something felt off about it all. It felt a little culty. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, I hope he gets the help he needs. Obviously, I hope the dude's okay, but he seems to be right where he wants to be, which is... Look, man, I think...
Somebody should have took his phone away. That's all I got to say. I mean, the fact that... And he posted a video even after he was waived of him on an airplane.
Yeah, going at Steph Curry for not being a real Christian.
Going at Steph Curry. What is he doing, man? Somebody in his life needs to take his phone away. Yeah. Take away social media.
Somehow compared himself to... that he's better than LeBron and Jordan, not from a basketball standpoint, but it got really weird really fast.
He does have clearly some sort of inner battle going on right now.
Yeah.
And so we wish the best for Jaden Ivey, but I mean, this might be the end of his career. Who knows? It's going to be, I have no idea how this is going to go down.
My biggest takeaway is, oh my God, Trajan Langdon, what a genius that guy looks like right now.
Did the Pistons actually win the trade deadline?
I mean,
Some are saying.
Think about this. For a guy who's currently not on an NBA team and probably not going to ever play on an NBA team again, they moved up, 6 picks or so in the draft and got a different player in return. That might be the best move that was ever made at the trade deadline for the Pistons. Sarcasm, but at the same time.
I keep forgetting about that the Timberwolves pick was involved in that deal.
Yeah, they moved up in the draft and got rid of a player who would be waived a couple months later.
So the Pistons beating the T-Wolves the other night improved their draft position. I didn't even think about that. That's awesome. Okay, let's do one more thing here in the news, and then we'll save the rest for later, because you and I were talking about this in the break. Also announced at these NFL meetings, the Hard Knocks teams are announced. 2026 Summers team. The Seattle Seahawks are going to be on Hard Knocks this year. And then it gets even worse, Ben. Next year, they've already announced next year's team. The New England Patriots are going to be on the Hard Knocks in 2027.
They've already announced it.
They've already announced it. So the two teams that were in the Super Bowl last year will be on Hard Knocks. To your point, what's the whole point of the show again?
I thought it was
the name
for bad
of the show.
teams.
Hard Knocks. It's a Hard Knocks life.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm good with Hard Knocks.
No one watches it anymore. Like really, the only people that watch it are
the fans of
the team, right?
It was always such a staple of the season. It was like a precursor to like even the preseason games of like, oh my God, Hard Knocks is starting this week, and
a reintroduction to football gets you hyped up for it.
But like I don't know, the last couple of years, it's just been missing something. I don't even know who was on it last year. I think last year's the first year I just straight up didn't watch it because 2 years ago was Chicago, but I don't remember who it was.
I have
year.
not ever watched a full season of it outside of the Lions one.
Really,
never.
It's good stuff, but like I want the bad teams. I don't care what's happening in Seattle in the preseason. They just won the Super Bowl.
Well, they already got rid of the in-season Hard Knocks, which I always thought the in-season one would play a little bit better.
I don't think so because we already have so much football.
True.
There's football every day now.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
The off-season one I thought was maybe the most fascinating one. When the Giants actually had that, like you got to listen to internal conversations.
Yeah, you got to listen to Joe Shane's
Saquon.
kid, like saying like you should draft Jaden Daniels. Why are you not drafting Jaden Daniels? Like that's funny.
Yeah, that was great. I just like why are they already announcing who's in Hard Knocks a year from now? Who gains from that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Weird. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Hey, Mid-Michigan, if your eyes feel itchy, dry, or irritated all day, promise you that's not normal. Mid-Modern Eye Care and Dry Eye Clinic specializes in dry eye treatment that actually works. If your eyes burn, water, or feel tired from screens, they can help you get real lasting relief. From advanced eye care and exams, glasses, contacts, and more, they've got you covered. Stop dreaming or stop dealing with discomfort and start seeing clearly again. See better, feel better. Mid-Modern Eye Care and Dry Eye Clinic next to Kroger in Midland.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building. Built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, let's go over a record that was broken last night. I mean, this is a local show, so usually we like to keep it local to teams you care about. I'll tie it local. How about this? It's Andre Drummond's record that was broken yesterday by none other than the guy I'm just obsessed with in every way. I want to watch every single one of his games. The guy still deep down truly believe should be a Detroit Piston. Victor Wembanyama. Have you seen this? The stat that he had
the double-double thing?
Yes, you have seen this.
This was Drummond's record?
It was Andre Drummond's record. The fastest double-double to ever exist. Andre Drummond did it in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, he scored 10 points and had 10 rebounds. Last night, Victor Wembanyama, who stands at somewhere between 7'3" and 7'6", it's kind of unclear as to how tall he actually is. He did it in 8 minutes. He had 10 rebounds and 10 points in 8 minutes. How's that possible? Like, I don't understand this guy. I really think he's just on the path of becoming one of the 5 to 6 best players ever. This is the path he's on, and this stat doesn't like confirm that.
I was
going to
say Andre Drummond was the holder of it before.
I just couldn't. Like, I saw that he ends up with like 46 points and a trillion blocks as always. Right. I'm just like, there's no way. A double-double in 8 minutes. 8 minutes into the game, he has a double-double? What? Who is this guy? How do you stop him? Get this guy out of the league. Nobody else stands a chance. This guy's Kevin McGonigal's age and is about to bring an NBA team to potentially to a finals.
Kevin
like,
McGonigal's age is crazy.
Yeah, they're the same age. It'd be like if
so
McGonigal won
like,
MVP this year.
It's just funny you're saying that, yeah. Okay, you ready for me to just to ruin this whole thing?
You're going to say I don't care about this stat?
No. I think your stat is wrong. And I think there's 2 other guys that have done this that are just not nearly as notable. So I put this in the news because I had the same thing. I have it that it's the 3rd fastest double-double ever, with the 2 other guys doing this in 8:08 and 8:13 as Boban Marjanovic and Jonas Valanciunas doing this faster.
Boban is in the other Piston? The other
Correct,
former Piston?
yes, the other former Piston. Unfortunately, Jonas Valanciunas never did, though.
I have this as Wemby as the record with 8 minutes tonight. Andre Drummond as the second person with 9 minutes.
Well, ESPN could be wrong. That's where I'm reading this. So
interesting. Well, okay. Well, that sucks. You said it's the 3rd fastest?
It says it's the 3rd fastest. He did it in 8 minutes and 31 seconds total. with Boban and Jonas Valanciunas doing it in just over 8 minutes apiece each. Yeah, I know.
Either way, I'm amazed. I'm stupefied.
It is still a crazy thing to do, though.
Well, yeah.
How do you get a double-double in 8 minutes?
You're not even through the first quarter.
I would love to know what's the fastest double-double with dimes ever.
With assists.
Yes. Because with rebounds, you can just, like Andre Drummond.
There's no way it's happened in a quarter.
We can all picture how Andre Drummond did his.
Yeah.
Right?
3 missed field goals.
7 of those rebounds were offensive, off of his own misses. That's easily what the case was.
What's a crazier stat that happened last night? That or the Pistons shooting 23 free throws and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander shooting 25
I didn't realize
throws.
that he outshot the Pistons as a team.
I mean, that's like, what are we supposed to do? I saw, again, it was on late. I didn't catch the end of it. It was also the G League squad for the Pistons. No Cade, no Duncan, no Tobias, no Duren. And they still forced overtime with the best team in the NBA. But I saw a little montage of it. It's easy to put the montages together, but it's like you can't touch the guy. He does the forearm shove off to create space, and then as a player's trying to make up for that space and recover, he just runs into him. And then the Piston or whoever they're playing is called for the foul. 25 free throw attempts? Like, that's not fun hoops, man. That's not fun to play against.
But, like, did they honestly make up for it with calling the foul against Shai at the end of that game? Like, if people haven't seen that yet, go look up the game winner from Shai where they called the offensive foul on him. Because he has had so many more egregious plays than that all season long. It was the weakest push-off of the year. The fact that it got called, I mean, I loved it, obviously, as a Pistons fan, and it's unfortunate that they couldn't actually pull it away in OT. But imagine the Pistons win that game after Shai drops nearly 50, and the Thunder were nearly fully healthy. They didn't have Jalen Williams, but he hasn't been playing. Like, he's kind of been on an on-off basis here for a while now.
It might have been the best win of the year.
It might have been. I mean, the Pistons had nobody. This is the most depleted they've been all season. No doubt about it.
There's no business they had playing, like, hanging in there in that game. I mean, there's a reason they rested everybody. They thought it was a scheduled loss, and they have a back-to-back coming because they play again tonight. They already didn't have Cade. They knew they didn't have a chance of winning, so why play give Tobias Duren and them a day off?
Well,
since you've already, people hear that and they're like, oh, nobody plays in the NBA. This team's already basically clinched the 1 seed, so I do think they have the right to do that. Otherwise, I would agree with you. Resting half your team on a back-to-back is a little egregious.
And, like, the Thunder did it to the Pistons earlier this year. We kind of, like, have to give them revenge for it, you know.
Sure. I think the bigger thing is that they've clinched the 1 seed. Or not clinched it technically yet, but
they're gonna, yeah.
They're going to. That to me is the biggest reason that they're able to do something like that. But for them to all be able to, for them to force an overtime with that squad, it does make me reconsider once again what I think this team is capable of in the playoffs if they are missing Cade for the first round. Reaccommodating Cade back into the mix is going to be difficult in a playoff series if he's not back before it. It's going to be hard. We have no idea if Cade's going to be back before the season starts or before the postseason starts.
I would assume he's not going to be.
If his first game's going to be when it's back, I assume that's his goal at least.
Yeah,
or maybe he won't be ready at all.
Back? Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, but I think now I do have to reconsider my initial take of they can't beat anybody in a playoff series without Cade Cunningham. I mean, hell, they just went toe-to-toe with the best team in the league without...
Missing 4 starters last night, plus beef stew.
It's different once the playoffs roll around. You don't get a team that goes into it lackadaisical like the Thunder probably did last night when they realized half the team that they were playing was out or injured. Intensity's ramped up a little bit. Danis Jenkins as your lead guard in a playoff game where he's never had experience, a little concerning, but how can you not have a little bit of adjusted thoughts since the Cade Cunningham injury on the rest of this squad?
Right.
They're playing so great.
Tonight's injury report does have all the same guys that were out last night on it for Detroit. It could just be that it's not updated yet.
Yeah, that's my guess.
But obviously, hopefully, some of those guys do return today.
Where do you stand? Do you feel like they can win a playoff series without Cade?
Yeah, I think they can. I think they can beat whatever 8 seed they're going to play.
Even the Hornets? That's the one that concerns me a little bit.
I do. I do believe that. Is it going to be like a way tougher than it probably should be? Yes. But hopefully, second round, though, that's a different story.
Yeah. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We are live here on 100.9 The Mitt. A lot coming up. More on the Lions. I want to get back to that here because we got some bad news.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.
This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
You know, I had right here in our rundown talking about Dan Campbell's comments on Penei and moving him to left tackle and what that means for the draft, and a guy that you should probably keep an eye on moving forward if they are looking for a right tackle. But I think I'm going to put a pin on that for now. What's happening with the Lions this morning, I think, is more relevant. We find out that they're going to make Frank Ragnow pay back the $3 million bonus that he technically owes to the team because he retired. This is the Calvin Johnson situation all over again. This is the first time that I'm seriously considering, oh my God, this is the same old Lions thing. What are we doing? This guy, Frank Ragnow, played through broken bones, a fractured throat. You know how sometimes the injury report, it'll highlight, yellow is mild injury, red is severe injury. Dude, this guy at one point during 24, his entire body was red. He had neck stuff going on. He had shoulder stuff, knee problems, and he continued to play at an all-pro level the entire time. Was the timing of the retirement unfortunate? Obviously. That goes without saying. We grew frustrated with him for that part of it too, and I don't think he's blameless in this. But seriously, this guy put his body on the line every single game. and they're going to make him pay back this $3 million bonus that he owes. Like, what's going on? Have we not learned from our past mistakes with Calvin Johnson, with Barry Sanders, when they went through the exact same thing when those guys retired because they were so sick of losing with the organization? This one, a little bit different. But still, it's the same principle. You're going to demand this money back. You don't have to. The Colts let Andrew Luck keep $17 million when he unexpectedly retired. They could have asked for $17 million in bonus back. They didn't ask for any. Yet the Lions have set this precedent of, this is the way we operate. This is how we've done it in the past, so we're going to keep doing it. What an awful reason. Oh, you mean the reason that tarnished your reputation and basically burned a bridge between you and Calvin Johnson for years? That one? That history? You want to repeat that? And your reason for forcing Frank Ragnow to pay back the $3 million is simply, according to Rod Wood, well, Barry Sanders paid it back, so we kind of think everybody should. Come on, man. Everyone views negatively of that history. And now, once again, you're painting the Lions as a poorly run, cheap organization that doesn't care about their players. What's going on this offseason, I don't understand. For years, this was like great quotes, awesome vibes. You felt great about every piece that was written about the Lions from 2023 to 2024. Or 2022 to 2024, really. And I don't know what's happened this offseason, but clear miscommunication breakdown between Taylor Decker and the Detroit Lions and how that all unfolded. He says that Brad Holmes never really called him. Dan Campbell never called him. He's speaking out publicly against them now. Like, don't get it twisted. Taylor Decker is anti-Detroit Lions as we sit here right now. Maybe not the players on the team, but the organization he clearly has an issue with and how it was handled. Okay, I lean more towards the organization on that, but nonetheless, something was miscommunicated with the Lions organization. This Terran Arnold situation that's just kind of been a dark cloud over the Lions' head that no one really has answers to. That sucks this offseason. Now this, where the organization is straight up saying, well, yeah, because of our bad history, we're going to continue to do just selfish things. I mean, we're a $1 billion organization, but we're real worried about this $3 million bonus that we owe one of our great players, one of our Ring of Honor guys in the future. We're willing to tarnish that reputation and tarnish that relationship to have less than 1% of the salary cap back into our budget. It's ridiculous. It was really disappointing to read that this morning from Rod Wood, who's on the way out, by the way, who's on the way out due to retirement. He's setting the precedent of, let's get back these $3 million that Frank Ragnow owes us. It's not his money. He owes us that money back because he didn't contractually oblige to his obligations. What are you talking about, man? It's disappointing to hear.
I mean, it's just trying to balance, especially if you're a fan of the Lions. Like, do you prefer them taking the business approach and doing what's best for the organization, or do you prefer the relationships and the chemistry they have with the players? Because clearly, like, they're taking the side of the business route. It's a team that needs all the money they can get right now as far as, making moves wise and giving out contracts. Because
what's $3 million going to do, though?
Is it worth burning that bridge of a relationship? Like that's the question that you have to ask. Most likely not, right? It probably isn't. Now, if it was a $17 million type thing, like you brought up with Andrew Luck, that's a little bit different.
Of course.
That's something that clearly you probably want to try to work out. And it's something that kind of happened with Taylor Decker earlier this offseason as well. Like there was clearly a situation where the Lions benefited from him not returning money-wise, and they disagreed on that. And that's why things have not gone well with Taylor Decker and the Lions relationship-wise this offseason. And so, I mean, Esco brought it up in the YouTube chat earlier. He says, this is a business. You keep taking care of guys that aren't playing or aren't playing up to the contract. The team has the option to cut them. It is a business at the end of the day, and you have teams like the LA Rams who always operate on a business standpoint. I mean, they are the most business as it gets. I saw Sean McVay at the coaches meeting talked about, we almost traded Devontae Adams this offseason because it worked out for us for our cap situation. Just like openly talking about that.
I think that's healthy. They were open and upfront to Devontae Adams, like, hey, we're interested in trading for A.J. Brown, and you'd probably be on the other end of that. At least they're open with him and not blindsiding him.
But the thing is, what they can use to back it is that they have won a Super Bowl. Like, you can take the business approach. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles probably take the business approach too more times than not. I mean, think about all the A.J. Brown stuff that's gone on this offseason. They just talked about moving him because it's best for the team. They've won a Super Bowl. When you have the winning to back all of these business decisions, it makes it so much easier for this player relationship stuff. Well, guess what? We've won a Super Bowl. So we're doing what's best for the organization because we know what's best for the organization wins, and it wins at the ultimate level. The Lions don't have that to back it up. Mm-hmm. That's the issue. So they're operating like a franchise that has winning, that has something behind it to back all of the business-style moves that they're making, when the only history that they have is the tarnished relationships with their star players. That's the history of the Lions.
And now history is repeating itself. Yeah, to your question, like, would you rather operate like a business, or would you rather, like, build a relationship with the players and not tarnish that? I think there's a world where you can do both, right? Like, it's not like you have to strictly do one or strictly do the other. And, like, if you just ask that question individually, I'd say, well, I'd rather operate like a business. But it's weird because Brad Holmes is anyone on the roster. He's like, well, we're going to take care of our guys. We're going to get every contract done. And then when someone retires, it's like, well, screw them? No, that's not how it should be. And the fact that they have a history with Hall of Fame players, Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson, of asking for this money back, and now they're doing it again knowing what the consequences of that could be, that's where I become incredibly frustrated that they're not learning from their mistakes. And even though Rod Wood obviously wasn't there when Calvin Johnson, when they asked for his money back, and Barry Sanders, you know the history behind it. It's not like this is a secret. And for you to say as a reason, well, Barry Sanders paid it back, so we think everybody should pay it. Like, dude, everyone knows that was
something that happened
poorly
30
handled.
years ago, too.
It's also poorly handled.
No matter how it was handled, that was 30 years ago. Like, let's move on, right? Like,
kidding.
Things can change.
There's just not a lot of positives from this Lions offseason, is there? Like, what has happened so far this offseason? We're like, well, that rocks. Nothing. They lost Al-Quadin Muhammad.
Unless you really love Cade Mays.
They don't have an edge rusher. They've bring in someone who's better than Graham Glasgow. Congratulations, anybody would have been. Nothing positive has come from this offseason. You tarnish your reputation with your left tackle. He now hates you. You've got a cornerback who's fighting a legal problem right now. What's going on? When are we going to go back to the Lions where it was like, hey, man, even when we're losing, we believe in this team? Because it feels like not a lot of people believe in what's going on right now. And they're not giving us a whole lot of reason to believe in what's going on because they're doing stuff like this. Hey, Frank Ragnow, thanks for playing 10 years for us, being a Ring of Honor guy, putting your body on the line every single night, every Sunday, playing through injuries, playing at an all-pro level. Hope to put you in the Ring of Honor one day. Can we have that $3 million back? Thanks. You don't really have a choice. We need it back. It's low-level stuff.
It is. Pizza Man puts it great. He says it's back to the Ford way of doing things.
Oh.
And that brings up it brings up those three letters that you brought up earlier. Like
SOL, man.
It reminds you of that. And I felt like we retired and buried that phrase.
It's like a zombie. It's like
it's
got
like
its hand.
The fingers just popped up out of the dirt. Like no,
Here I come.
You're like trying to put more dirt back on it. Like no.
It's like no. This is just inevitable. We're going to screw this thing up. This is all self-imposed. That's maybe the most frustrating part. Like the Terrion thing is not. The Taylor Decker situation and the Frank Ragnow situation that we find out about this morning, all self-imposed problems. The salary cap was one thing. That's financial issues. This, now you're hurting reputation. Now you're hurting player relationship. You got no one to look in the mirror for except yourself.
Well, and once again, it'd be so much easier to ask for all this stuff from those guys if you had something to, reap the benefits of. Mm-hmm. Hey, we won you a Super Bowl. Pay us back with this. But they don't have that. So they're operating like a high-level organization, which we can wish that on the Lions, and we can hope that they try to represent a high-level organization, a winning organization. But they're not. They're just not.
They were for a couple of years. It felt like they were always making the right moves, even though they didn't have a Super Bowl. This is just like low-level, cheap ownership stuff. I really wish Sheila would come in and just be like, "What? No, what are we doing?" Like, no, he's going to keep his money. We're not keeping my family's legacy. That was always just this team has their owners have no idea how to run a football team for the better part of 50 years. My parents and grandparents have no idea how to run a football team. That's the general consensus. I was looking to change that. For a while, it looked like Sheila was changing that, right? She hires Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell. It wasn't about, where you'd worked in the past and making sure you had a good hire that won the headlines. Oh, we got someone from the Patriots. It wasn't about that. It was about resetting this culture and doing things the right way from the ground up. And I thought the world of Sheila for doing that and hiring Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. Now I'm like, seriously, how is this still happening? I know you got millions of dollars laying around. We really can't just let Frank Ragnow keep this money? And he'll probably never say anything about it. He doesn't really talk all that much.
Yeah, he's a pretty tame guy.
But it's just really unfortunate to hear. I can't imagine someone knocking on my door and asking for $3 million back.
It's a little different.
Little. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt, live on YouTube as well. Don't forget that side of things. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Hey, quick heads up for all the parents and athletes out there. If you've got kids getting ready for spring or summer sports, Great Lakes Spine and Medical has you covered with sports physicals. They make the process fast, easy, stress-free, no long waits, no bouncing all around town. Whether it's school sports, travel teams, or just rec leagues, Great Lakes Spine and Medical is a great local option to get it done right and on time. Appointments are easy to schedule. Get those physicals done now and be ready for game day.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, let's get to a couple texts regarding this. The Lions are forcing Frank Ragnow to pay back $3 million. Very unfortunate. Laura says, if you sign a contract and you don't fulfill the contract, you shouldn't be able to keep all the money. So Laura is pro Detroit Lions asking for the money back. I don't think I'd have as big of a problem with this as if we didn't have in the last 30 years 2 examples of Hall of Fame guys that this happened to, and then it just completely wrecks the relationship between those players and the organization, where you missed out on a lot of good years that you could have had between those two as partners. The Calvin Johnson one specifically hit home pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. If this was the first instance of that, then
yeah, I wouldn't
sure.
care.
If they figured it out in ways past, but clearly they don't have a great history of doing things like this.
Mustafa says, this is not a serious organization. So unserious. Doug says they certainly can afford it. Capital F-O-R-D.
Oh, that's pretty good, Doug.
That's pretty good, Doug. Comment of the day, Doug. Thank you,
Nice
Doug,
job,
for texting
Doug.
in.
Wait, do you say of the day?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I think that's more so. I think the thing that's upsetting me the most is the quote from Rod Wood, where he's basically just like, well, Barry sets precedent that you got to pay your contract. It's like, dude, that was 30 years ago, totally different people in charge, and everyone looks down upon that decision. Why are you using that as a reason as to why you're going to go bang on Frank Ragnow's door and make him pay you money?
It's a great point. You know, we could set a lot of precedents of things that happened in the 1990s, and it would be it'd be pretty rough, man.
The 1900s. Oh man, yeah, it's not a good look for the Lions, nonetheless. This is probably a nothing story for the most part across the league, but
for sure,
I think here at home it hits. Or here in Michigan, it hits home. You know, like we've seen this happen 2 times in the last 30 years. Now it's going to happen with a third guy who's supposedly a Ring of Honor guy. Now we've got 2 different offensive linemen. Remember 2 short years ago, this was the best offensive line in the NFL. And now 2 of those guys are just like pissed at the Lions. Pissed. Between Taylor Decker and Frank Ragnow.
Well, just like either way, like whether you are backing Frank Ragnow or you're backing the Lions, whatever side you choose here, this still overall just sucks.
Yeah.
Like these were your 2 longest tenured guys that had lived before the Campbell Holmes era as Detroit Lions and like made their way out of the mud, basically. Had gotten out of that terrible era of Quinn Tricia and just everybody with Detroit. And it felt like just an awesome thing for these guys to be a part of the new era of the Lions. And for it to end this way for both of them, it's like, no matter what stance you have, like that just overall sucks.
I mean, what do you think the current guys on the team are thinking? It's like, most of the core guys are on the younger side of things and aren't thinking about retirement. But
what do you think Goff is thinking about?
That's a good one.
These are his 2 guys.
That's
like,
a good one.
He spends so much time with those 2 guys. Like, what do you think he's thinking about all this? It can't be great.
Do I want to sign another Like, what happens if I want to retire?
He will, but yeah,
well, like that. I'm sure that thought is crossing his head. Like, man, what are they doing to my guys right now? What's going on? Why are they not? What's like? My life just got way worse because you moved off of Taylor Decker. Because that you somehow fumbled that bag. Like, you screwed me over more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Forget the fans, forget the rest of the team.
And now you're screwing them over on top of it.
Right. Like, forget the fans, forget the team for a second. Jared Goff, if he's being selfish in this moment, is going to be like, dude, I'm going to get blindside hit from my left tackle because you couldn't figure out how to get this deal done with Taylor Decker. And now he's like, dude, the number 1 guy who protected me the last few years and when we've had the most success, you're just not going to pay him? Hell, Jared Goff might give him $3 million just because. like seriously, though. What's Goff thinking about, hey, man, if I want to sign another contract, like, I'm kind of worried about what happens if I end up wanting to retire. He's like, what, 30? 31?
31, I think.
So, like, maybe he's not even close to thinking about that. But still, like, you know what I mean, though, right?
Yeah.
Of, like, I'd be there's no way the players on the team aren't currently thinking about what's going on because they're always going to be for each other. They're going to be for their teammates.
Of course. It's always pro player.
I think everybody on the team right now is probably thinking, well, if I ever get into a contract dispute, I'm sure not winning it with this team. They're not doing any favors for any of us. What do you think Alex Anzalone has to say about this Lions team right now? Probably not any good things.
No.
It's not on the coaching staff.
No.
But what really shocked me about the Decker story was that he was pissed at Dan Campbell, and he called out Dan Campbell for never calling him. That part's unfortunate because let the organization screw over the guys.
Yeah, Dan
whatever.
Campbell doesn't give out contracts.
No, and Dan Campbell's players coach, first and foremost, everybody wants to play for him and fight for him. Taylor Decker's calling out Dan Campbell for never calling him? Oh, now we got guys mad at Dan Campbell. Interesting. And again, like, you know where I stand on that.
I was going to say, have you, like, flipped your – I mean, yesterday you were super anti-Taylor Decker. Are you all of a sudden, like, kind of changing that based off of the stuff we get today?
I'm not,
got to be a little bit, though, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to do a total 180 of, like, oh, now I'm pro-Taylor Decker.
Right.
But the fact that two of these things, like, in a 3-day span, we get both of these news items, it's not a good look for the Lions. And it does make me reconsider, like, what's going on with this organization? Are they not seeing things as clearly as we necessarily thought they were?
And it kind of correlates, at least in my brain, to the reason why a lot of Lions fans have been a little bit upset with Brad Holmes and the fact that he gives contracts out to everyone. It almost feels like hey, Holmes, I'm doing you a favor. I'm paying everybody. And if things don't work out, you owe us back. You know, like Taylor Decker, I'm going to give you this crazy extension. You owe us, though. Like, if you want
I'm going to ask for less than this in a couple years.
Like, it's almost like he's trying to do him a favor. Like, I'm doing you a favor, you got to do me a favor, an unwritten kind of thing that clearly has not worked out multiple times now.
You know, people have, like, come at me, whether it's I try not to ever read comments, but even, like, when Doug came on a couple weeks ago, he was like, hey, or last week, hey, I heard you talk about Brad Holmes pays too many guys. Isn't that a good thing? Like, that he loves his guys and wants to pay them? And that's always been a counterpoint of, like, well, don't you want these guys to get paid? What's the alternative? You're not paying the guys that you draft. When you make everyone the highest paid player at their position in the NFL, anyone who's shown any sort of signs of flashes of being good or great, you make all of them the highest paid player in the NFL, and you're so team friendly, and you want everyone to love you, and you want to be viewed as this GM who gets his guys. This stuff comes back to bite you because you're up against the wall financially. And then you got to go back to these players and ask for them to take pay cuts.
Right.
When you told them how amazing they were and how much they deserved all of this and how you wanted to get all this done less than 2 years ago. That Decker extension sucked. It sucked at the time. It's even worse now. I remember where I was when that news item dropped. I was at training camp, and everyone was like, wait, Taylor Decker just got extended? And I might have been the only guy there that had a media pass that was just like, seriously? We extended Decker, the guy who's been on a downward trajectory for a year, and it only continue to go down? What is Brad Holmes thinking? He's thinking he wants Taylor Decker to like him. He wants everybody to be happy. Comes back to bite him later when he asks him to take less money. It's like, what happened to all that stuff you told me 2 years ago? That's why people are frustrated with Brad Holmes, because now Brad Holmes is suffering from his own fault, which is from his own flaws, which is, to me, I want everybody to like me. I want all the players to like me. Sometimes you got to make tough decisions and not pay people, and he hasn't done that yet. And now it's really coming back to bite him, and him being so upfront of like, hey, I think you're a great part of this team. You're the future. Now when you have to go back to these guys and be like, hey, with your tail tucked between your legs, hey, will you take less money? Yeah, of course they're going to say no. Can't sell them on it after you told them that they're the best thing since sliced bread 2 years earlier.
All I'm hearing is Ben Bosscher's smartest media member.
I don't know about that.
Hey, but you did say that, you were thinking about Goff, like, oh, Goff's thinking about, I'm going to get blindsided for my left tackle spot. Well, is he?
Sounds like Penei Sewell might be playing left tackle next year for the Lions. You and I are kind of against that. I would rather keep. Look, based on what's happening, I'm open to it. Since we don't really know who that left tackle is right now, I was in favor of keeping Sewell and Tate Ratledge together on the right side because why change up any more than you already have to? You're already changing up who your center is, maybe who your left guard is, who your left tackle is. Why? I mean, if you move Sewell over, you've got 4 guys in brand new spots. Tate Ratledge being the only guy who's next to in the same spot as last year.
What do you mean brand new spots? Because like Cade Mays is not playing a new position.
Okay, but new spots,
just a new person. You're saying
new faces for Goff.
Okay,
all of it.
Right.
And I also think, guess who? You know why Tate Ratledge's numbers were so good last year? He's playing next to Penei Sewell. That usually helps you out a little bit. I think you'd do him favors of keeping them next to each other.
But you're doing you're doing Christian Mahogany a favor, for instance, if he's playing left guard next year.
True. No, you're right about that.
It wasn't something that like I was against. I just always thought like it doesn't fix the issue. at the end of the day, you still need another tackle. That was the reason why I always was like, why is everyone just saying, well, Penei Sewell's moving to left tackle? Okay, then you need a right tackle still. Like, you still need another one at the end of the day. It doesn't fix anything.
And it's not like Sewell. Like, I love Sewell. I think he's the best player on the team, without a doubt. Undisputed. He is amazing at run blocking. Left tackle is where your best pass protector should be. He's going to be better than whoever they bring in as their second tackle at pass protecting, obviously. But it's not like we've seen him get beat on sacks before, you know? Like, it's not like he's a perfect pass protector. He's a really, really good one. He is elite at run blocking. I would just keep him on the right side if that's the case, you know?
But to your point, like, he's still going to be a better pass protector than whoever else would be playing left tackle.
That does make me think of the Clemson right tackle in the draft this year, Blake Miller. That is who I hear the Penei Sewell news of him going over to left tackle. I hear Blake Miller is being drafted to the Lions at 17. You still haven't done a lot of draft homework, have you?
No.
Not to call you out.
No, I mean,
I
haven't. Like I said, once March Madness is over, that's when I dive into it. It's always too early for me.
That's fair. I'm starting to get into it. There's about 6 to 7 centers that should go in the first round this year. Blake Miller being in that group as well, outside of the top 2 or 3. But he played right tackle all of his time at Clemson. Physical guy, toughness. I pulled up Todd McShay's report on him. That's where I get a lot of my draft stuff. Todd McShay. Guess who he compares Blake Miller to?
I mean, if you say Penei Sewell right now, then,
No.
Okay, I was gonna say Taylor Decker.
That's exactly who. The projection. Miller compares well to the 2016 Detroit Lions first-rounder Taylor Decker, who started 145 games for the Lions. Decker is a left tackle, while Miller is a plug-and-play right tackle, but both are relentless, have good power, experience, toughness, and size. It's worth noting that Miller has longer arms and tested better at the combine.
Oh, he's got long arms. Sign me up. That's all anyone ever cares about with tackles nowadays anyways.
And edge rushers.
Yeah. Oh, you have great tape. You had record numbers, and your arms are 1/4 of an inch too short. Sorry.
Outliers. They can't stop talking about him here in the draft. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mid. Hey, Bright Smiles, you can see us live on YouTube. You can see our Bright Smiles because they start at Scott Family Dental, where comfort, care, and clean teeth come at a standard. Locally owned by Brandon Scott, native of the Great Lakes Bay region. Business that is family-focused. They treat patients of all ages like ones of their own. From routine checkups to whitenings, crowns, and more, they've got the tools and the gentle touch to keep your smile shining. So go ahead and show off those pearly whites. Scott Family Dental has your back and your teeth.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, welcome back in. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Let's take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, so the coaches meeting is going on, or not the coaches, the owners meeting is going on right now in Arizona for all the NFL teams. We got a great photo of every NFL coach all posing together. Kyle's going to throw it up on our YouTube page. We'll try to describe it to our radio audience. I just want to go through and just let's just stop at any coach that we have something to say about, all right?
So in.
Let's start all the way to the right. Nick Sirianni just trying to mean mug everybody and flex his. I don't know, he's in a pretty tight shirt, belly showing a little bit.
Yeah. So from our vantage point, it looks like Nick Sirianni and Sean Payton are the only shorts wearers. Shorts acceptable at something like this? Like, it's always interesting to see who goes super casual and who goes dressy in this. Aaron Glenn is dressed in a dress shirt, dress pants, nice shoes, and then you got Sirianni in a golf polo and a pair of shorts.
Hold on. Aaron Glenn looks like he's in a high school warm-up, like he's getting ready to play a basketball game. I mean, his ankles are showing. He's got the ankle socks on. I don't think he's dressed like to the nine or anything.
I guess like
that.
Kevin O'Connell's got a real dress shirt on, like something like that.
Yeah.
Not a polo. Like Robert Saleh's in a sweatshirt. He's legit wearing a hoodie.
Where's Robert Saleh at?
Upper right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's just there to hang out.
What do you think the proper dress wear for this is? Should it be casual? Should it be dressy?
I think it's like basically what Ben Johnson is wearing. Like he's just got like a polo on and some nicer shorts on the bottom or nicer pants on the bottom. You don't got to go crazy, but wear something appropriate.
Okay.
So I do think Saleh's a little underdressed. Saleh looks like the most underdressed person other than Andy Reid, who looks like he's about to order a martini at a swim-up bar in Cabo. What is he wearing?
It's so awesome.
Everyone, like, even to your point, at least Saleh is like, doesn't look like he's on vacation. Andy Reid legit looks like he's in Cabo right now. That's how he's dressed. The button up, it looks like, I don't know, it's not a floral button up, but like it's clearly a vacation
it looks like
up.
he's in Hawaii. He's the only one that isn't in like a real, like everyone else wearing solid colored shirt.
Right.
Yeah. Only guy that I think is repping his squad, at least from the picture that you can tell, is John Harbaugh.
Who looks like the happiest guy there.
The Giants polo. And then everyone else is just rocking casual stuff, of course.
Wait, can we take a moment and look at the top left corner of the photo and look at Mike McCarthy, who looks as if his mother is forcing him to take a picture on his first day of third grade? Like, what? Why are his hands touching that?
His hands are like that.
He looks so nervous or uncomfortable.
He does
Smile.
look really uncomfortable.
It's your first day of fourth grade,
it's like my first day back. So I'm always interested to see like the guys that are. Oh, excuse me. The guys that are first-time coaches, like how are they interacting at this meeting? Because it's the first time being coached. You got Mike LaFleur, Clint Kubiak. Mike LaFleur, by the way, they put him next to Joe Brady, a couple of new coaches. Poor Mike LaFleur, man. Got to be the smallest coach. And then Joe Brady.
John Harbaugh's pretty small.
John Harbaugh probably is the smallest coach, but I did not realize how humongous Joe Brady was. Look at that guy. He's in the upper right or the bottom row, right side.
Yeah.
They should have him standing up. Why is he sitting down? He almost covers Andy Reid, who's standing behind him.
Who is this next to Mike McCarthy, who looks like Taylor Lautner in Twilight? Who is that?
That's Dave Canales.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Taylor Lautner. That's good. He does look like Taylor Lautner a little bit.
And then I still can't go get over Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy might smell bad in this because look how far away Liam Cohen is standing from him. Everyone else is like shoulder to shoulder. And Liam Cohen is like a full step away in just a white t-shirt and sunglasses.
Harbaugh, Liam Cohen, only sunglasses wearers.
Yeah.
I think that's notable.
Yeah. Dan Campbell in just like a polo that was definitely made in 2008.
Huge polo.
That material is just like, dude, you can afford something.
Have you
nicer
ever
than
seen
that.
the
He's just wearing like a Ralph Lauren polo from like 20 years ago.
He went on a podcast and he wore this ginormous polo one time, and I can't remember what podcast it was, and they called him out for it. They're like,
He
dude,
for
that's
sure
the
hates
biggest.
this.
That's the biggest polo I've ever seen in my life. He's got the new hair too, the slick back, longer hair look. Kind of looks like Harrison Ford a little bit, like older version of Harrison Ford, just a little bit.
Not the Han Solo version.
Right.
I don't know if I dig the new haircut. Might be having an identity crisis. That's usually what I think of when people have brand new haircuts.
Okay, here is the real question though, because D'Amico Ryan. I look at this picture and I say D'Amico Ryan's immediately to me most intimidating looking guy.
For sure.
Guy I would not want to fight. Where is the coach's fight rankings at updated based off of the photo? I think Ryan's Sala Campbell top 3.
I think Sala might be 1.
God, look at
Sala
Robert
might be.
man.
I think Sala's 1. I mean, he's got like 11 kids. I don't know. Something about 11 kids is a little crazy. That would be the last guy I'd want to fight on this list, I think. I would have Sala 1, D'Amico Ryan's 2. Vrabel's just bigger than D'Amico Ryan, so that's the thing. I saw another video of Vrabel at one of these pro days, like going one-on-one reps with a defensive lineman, so I'm recency biased. I'll actually have him 2, D'Amico Ryan 3, and I'll throw Dan Campbell 4. These guys I'd at least want to fight. Dan Campbell's had some like pretty serious leg problems or like
True.
leg injuries, though. That might limit him a little bit. Maybe Joe Brady's higher up the list.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Sirianni was
Sirianni
once upon a
kinda,
time
like,
up there, but he looks like he's gained some lbs.
He's added some weight, that's for sure.
The polo's not doing his belly any favors. I'll say that. His arms look jacked.
Campbell actually kind of looks like Jeff Bridges from The Big Lebowski. You ever seen The Big Lebowski? He looks kind of exactly like him. I think that's the best comparison for him.
I don't think anybody's happier than the two Harbaughs sitting next to each other. They are so happy.
They got the biggest. Yeah, I mean, you have the brothers do it. Like, which brothers pair are better? They put them right next to each other. The Harbaughs and the LaFleurs.
Who's this to the left of Andy Reid? And the looks like he's on hole 9.
That's Kyle Shanahan. Oh, of Andy Reid?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. To the left of Andy Reid. I can't make out who that is.
God, I can't.
He
either,
looks like
honestly.
he's about to go golfing.
I can't. Is that Stefanski?
No, Stefanski's next to Joe Brady.
Oh yeah, I do
Next
see
to
him.
Ben
God, I
Johnson.
can't tell who that is.
Ben Johnson just like looks pissed. He no smile, no anything. He's just like unpleasantly there. So is the guy next to him. Who's that? To the right of Ben Johnson. The black hair.
Sorry, I have to keep like zooming into myself because it
I don't know
actually
who
is
that
pretty
is.
difficult. Oh, that's Clint Kubiak over on the far right.
Oh yeah, you're right. Him and Ben Johnson just like might have looked at each other and been like, "We're not smiling."
I think the best guy though, Kyle Shanahan, clearly spent like a week in
Doing his
the
hair?
hottest place ever.
Oh.
Look how tan he is. I mean, he looks like a straight Italian mobster that just got back from vacation. Just an awesome look for Kyle Shanahan.
Aaron Glenn's legit mogging on everybody. Look, he's got the man spread thing going on. Actually, you know who's man spreading? Look at Vrabel. He's just like,
Oh yeah, Vrabel has the hands on the knees. Too.
Vrabel's like, hey, Sean Payton, I'm completely invading your personal space by spreading
Yeah,
my legs
look
here.
how uncomfortable Sean Payton looks.
Look, he's like leaning to the right
Yeah,
to be next to one of the LaFleurs. That's one of the LaFleurs, right?
McDonald is right
Oh
next
yeah,
to
McDonald.
Payton. Yeah.
He's like way leaning towards McDonald because Vrabel's taking up so much space, so much unnecessary space.
The thing that I love about this picture every year is like, imagine being the photographer, like trying to like organize all of these people who are just like leader of men. Like, you know, they clearly all probably hate this.
Not the Harbaughs.
I just think it would be so funny to be the person that's like, okay, Jim, go sit next to like.
No, the Harbaughs are for sure just like their competitive mode
Can
is
we sit in
turned
the
off.
middle?
Yeah, they're sitting in the middle, turning around. Guys like, come on, guys, smile. Everybody smile. No one is happier than these two guys sitting dead front and center.
Oh, it's so
They're
good.
so happy. That's it.
I think Mike McCarthy wins this. I think he's the winner of whatever the
first day of
winner
fourth
of this
grade.
is. I think he's the winner.
Or okay, then who's the loser?
Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, that polo's not doing him
Yeah,
any
no.
favors. man.
Bad wardrobe decision from Sirianni.
Campbell looks uncomfortable. Like he hasn't said a word in like 4 minutes and just like doesn't want to do it. And he's just kind of like,
He's just like, can I not sit next to Ben Johnson, please? Like,
yeah, he purposely
as
went
long
to the
as
opposite
as long
side
as
of the
I'm
room.
as long as I'm on the other side, like whatever.
Him and Aaron Glenn also just like they're like Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn could not be sitting further apart from each other. I can't believe that the pose that Aaron Glenn is hitting on everybody right now with the Jets. No, he's got the Jets polo on too. We said John Harbaugh was the only guy repping.
Right.
But he's just got like the high school warm up on. Just like looks like he's taking senior pictures. I think
so good.
I honestly think the Taylor Lautner thing might be the winner.
Yeah, Dave Canales looks like Taylor Lautner. That's fair.
So he has to be the winner. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Around the League, as always, is brought to you by Arid Insurance. They understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They want to work personally with you to create something best suited for your needs, whether it's life or home or auto or physical insurance. It's all available with the Arid Insurance Group with Farm Bureau Insurance.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
On 100.9 The Mid.
So I'm sure at this point everyone's seen what's going on with Jaden Ivey. It kind of turned political, religious. I don't really want to get into that, to be quite honest. It does make me think, though, that maybe Trajan Langdon was ahead of the 8 ball on this, because there were some signs of Ivey not being the version of himself that the Pistons drafted, or at least the pre-injury version of himself. There were some signs of that, and I wonder if Trajan was like, you know what? If we literally get anything in return, this is a win of a trade. Because you remember the visceral reaction Pistons fans had? There was an audience out there who was like, they did not get enough back in return for Jaden Ivey. All they got was Kevin Huerter, who doesn't play, and they moved up in the draft. Let's not forget that. And now Jaden Ivey's career is likely done. He got waived from the Bulls yesterday. He had played, 3 games for them since he got traded. In one of those games, he managed to have one of the greatest lowlights you'll ever see, of the telepathing a pass from full court 7 times.
About that.
It's the funniest clip you'll ever see. And it kind of just started walking down a different path of life than basketball. I'd be shocked if he ever stepped foot on a basketball court again. It feels to me, based on watching some of his Instagram live, not all of it, because that'd be impossible, because there's 3 hours worth of it over the last couple of days. It feels like he doesn't really want to play basketball again. And then he's walking down a different path and is totally content with that. Okay, so be it. He's probably never going to play basketball again. The fact that the Pistons moved up in the draft to get rid of him and actually got someone who's actually playing right now, and Kevin Huerter dropped 17 points yesterday, who I think kind of has to be a part of this rotation now. Trajan Langdon maybe deserves a little bit more credit than we possibly could have thought at the trade deadline.
Or the Bulls have just lost another trade. I look at it from the Bulls' perspective. This felt like an easy win-win for the Bulls. Why not take the risk on Jaden Ivey? Why not? What's the point? And then literally the worst thing. What if they waived him by the end of the year?
What if Trajan was like, hey, we don't really want to pay Jaden Ivey this summer. We kind of see this going downhill. Something's not right. I'm just going to call Chicago. I'm just going to call Chicago and see what's going on over there. And he somehow convinced them to give us Kevin Huerter and take Jaden Ivey, and we got a first-round pick. They got to move up in the first-round pick in order to do so. That's insane work for a guy who's never going to play again.
I saw
what a loss for the Bulls.
Yeah, I saw one of the Chicago beat guys after all this went down yesterday said that when the Bulls traded for Jaden Ivey, that all the media people were warned, not really warned, but just told that he's a preacher. He's a long answer guy when you do interviews with him,
like a Jalen Hurts,
just a heads up. He's a tough guy to interview basically. And I just thought that was funny, just hearing all of that, because it's just really difficult. You look back at, pre-Cole Anthony, Jaden Ivey, pre-leg injury, Jaden Ivey. It sucks to see that this is where it's now ended up, out of the league. Just what you, whether or not, we think Trajan Langdon, made the right move. He totally did. This still just overall, man, this blows. It sucks to see a guy drafted 5th overall to the Pistons out of the league quicker than Killian Hayes was.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Self-inducing.
Did it.
Self-inducing too.
Sure.
That's the most
but
unfortunate
to your point,
part. And I also think, go ahead.
To your point, if Ivey was playing good ball,
that's what I was just about to say.
He would. This wouldn't be a thing right now. There are plenty of guys that have done worse things in the NBA that are still playing because they're good. If he wasn't any good, or if he was good, he would still be playing. It's that simple.
Could be still playing for the Pistons?
Yeah, they might not have traded him. Yeah, why would they have? Exactly.
But he wasn't playing good basketball. I don't think he had a game this year for the Pistons where he had more than 15 points before he got moved. It felt like as more and more time went on, they were playing him less and less. And I do wonder if there was some behind-the-scenes stuff of Trajan Langdon or JB Bickerstaff or teammates that just kind of saw this coming. That were like, something feels off about all of this. because, again, like, I don't want to jump into what he was talking about, and that's just a completely different conversation that you can go find elsewhere. But it is like, if you watch more than 5 minutes of his live, you're just like, oh, what is this guy talking about right now? Like, it's like, if you catch like 10 seconds of it, you're like, oh, there's nothing abnormal
Yeah, if you
about
caught the
this.
apple pie part, you're like, yeah, I like apple pie too.
Well, I mean, if you drop in, like, if you just see the headlines and you haven't actually like tapped into his
Right.
live, I think you can be misled to what's actually going on and what the problem is with Jaden Ivey. Because if you just read the headline, you're like, hey, what? Like, you potentially could think, well, what's wrong? Like, he's preaching. But when you actually go and watch like a good segment of some of those Instagram lives, it's like, oh, something's off about all of this. And
going
it's
at
hard to
people
put your
in
finger
the,
at
going
what it
at
was.
people in the chat, going at people in the comments, like basically not having any sort of agreement with any person. It's just all like directed at individuals.
Yeah, there was no conversation.
No.
It was as if, I can't talk right now. It was as if he was preaching, thinking that millions of people were tuned in to hear what he had to say about this certain topic. And it's like, that's not really the reality. We're all tapping in an Instagram live to see what kind of crazy you're going to be talking next. Like, it's a tough thing to dance around a little bit, so I'm hesitant to even do it. But
I'm happy that your takeaway is that Kevin Herter
needs to play in the
Red
playoffs.
Velvet needs to play
Yeah.
because he's been playing. Got to start last night for the Pistons. Definitely going to be a part of the playoff rotation, like you said.
Trajan Langdon just kind of walking away like this today. Like, I can't believe what I pulled off. That was a miracle that I shipped Jaden Ivey off and got Kevin Herter in return and moved up in the draft in order to do so. Now look at that. Jaden Ivey's not even in the league. Unfortunate. 989-837-6125. Justin Verlander's debut did not go as planned. The Detroit Lions, I mean, everything they're doing right now just feels like, for lack of a better word, I got to find a better word than vibe, but it's certainly not good vibes going on for the Lions right now. It's all coming up.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.
100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
Late night Tigers, 10-10 start last night. Yikes. Not as bad today, 9:40. That half hour makes such a big difference. I feel like I'll actually be able to stay up and watch the entirety of tonight's game. Yesterday, I had to tap out at some point. Not before seeing Justin Verlander just kind of pee down his leg a little bit. It's tough to say out loud. We're romanticizing the Justin Verlander comeback, the return. There are going to be some games like this for Justin Verlander throughout the year, and I think that's okay. At the end of the day, he's the fourth pitcher on the team as of right now. It took him an entire half season last year to find to find a rhythm and get into his groove and look like Justin Verlander again. Obviously, you want that to happen a little sooner than the All-Star break, which is when he really turned things around last year. You want that to happen sooner, but at the end of the day, I think it's most important that they're playing. He's pitching his best in October rather than in March here, still being early on in the season. So really tough debut for Verlander. He doesn't even survive 4 innings, and he gives up 5 hits. Not worried at all quite yet. He's going to need to have multiple bad starts in a row for me to start worrying about that. But it does suck that we romanticize this comeback, and we're all excited about it. You get the popcorn out for 10-10, and, I mean, it was pretty apparent quick that he just didn't have it yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, he was off right away. They get down 2-0 pretty early, and then obviously that really bad 4th inning kind of just kills everything. But, yeah, it was unfortunate. I honestly was more taken away. Like, of course, Verlander getting blown up. That's the worst. And Emmanuel De Jesus comes in, and, again, another guy that's been pretty hyped up for the Tigers. He gets lit up as well. I was just more disappointed from, like, man, what a bounce back from the offense, huh? Put up 0 runs on Saturday, and you get down 8-0 in this game, and the offense shows no sign of life until the game's over. Like that, and of course,
they end up scoring, what, 6 runs?
6 runs. I mean, they came back. It was 8-6. Like, they had a chance, but, like,
when you're down 8-0, 6 runs, I mean, to get 2 more feels almost impossible.
Right. And so, like, yeah, maybe the takeaway shouldn't be that, because Verlander getting blown up, like, is definitely a little bit just like, man, that sucks. That's a tough way for things to start out. But it's back-to-back games of the offense just having a donut for, a game and a half, and a game that was basically over. Of course, you added those runs late, sure, whatever.
When the immaculate inning kind of embodies that the Tigers were on the wrong side of
Man.
Javi, Carey, and Glaber. Shockingly, Glaber was a part of this. That's a little bit of a surprise, because outside of McGonigal, who had 2 walks yesterday, Glaber typically delivers the best at-bats, at least the most consistent at-bats on the team. Javi being a part of the immaculate inning, not surprising at all. Carey, I mean, that might be the number one storyline right now.
So far. Like, from the most negative, like, from a negative perspective,
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, McGonigal's the best story going into the year.
For sure.
Colt Keith,
Scooble's like the other one where you're just like, oh, Scooble.
but we've only seen Scooble once so far.
Yep.
Like, if we're talking about the games that have been played, I think McGonigal obviously takes the cake. Colt Keith, if we're thinking, hey, think glass half full, what are the positive takeaways? Colt Keith has been fantastic. That needs to be discussed. But I think the bigger one right now, it's like, hey, man, what's going on with Kerry Carpenter? What was the strikeout stat you told me?
Most strikeouts ever by a Tiger in the first 4 games.
10?
Ever. 10, yes.
And he's in that leadoff spot. And it's not just the fact that his at-bats
What's the quick math on that? 2.5 a game?
Yeah. It's not just the fact that the results of the at-bats are ending in strikeouts. I mean, like, to start out every game, it's just like, hey, here's 3 to 4 pitches. He's not hitting one of these. It's been, like, rough to watch to the eye as well, his at-bats.
I think last night was the one game where it was like, okay, let's get him in the leadoff spot again. Maybe it'll change. Now he can't be the lead. Like, now is when the change has to be made, right?
Right. And it's not even April yet, and we're talking about how you have to change the line. I mean, what else do you want us to say, though? It's been atrocious at-bats.
Yeah, I mean, like,
him.
we can't just be like, oh, but it could get better, right? Like, no, we can't say all that.
No, it can get better. It can get better in the 6 hole or the 4 hot spot.
Right.
It shouldn't be in the leadoff spot tonight. They're going up against another righty. Get Colt Keith in that.
I mean, put him in the 2 or 3
spot.
even. Like, or maybe, I don't want to say give him the day off, because he's already going to get days off against lefties, so it's like,
play him against righties.
Yeah, you want him to hit against righties every single time, but yeah.
It is frustrating, though, that's how every game starts, especially with them being on the road and getting a hit first. It's just like, all right, let's get one out right away. We'll play with 2 outs here in the first inning. That's basically the way that it's been laid out for the Tigers here in their first 4 games. Carpenter's been a disaster.
Right.
By far the biggest black hole in the lineup. if you would have put money, like if you would have set odds, hey, first 4 games, who's going to be the biggest disappointment? I would have said, oh, Parker Meadows by far and away is your favorite. That has not been the case. Parker's been fine. Carey's just been a non-contributor on the offensive side of the ball. Is it a worry yet? No, not necessarily. Is it something that has happened that we need to discuss? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, he still is one of your major contributors.
Supposed to be.
Like, he's supposed to be. Like, when you envision how the season is going to go, yeah, you don't think he's going to be, like, the best OPS guy on the team because he's probably not going to be qualified. But
Right.
he's supposed to be, like, at the end of the day, he is a platoon bat, but he's one of the best platoon bats in the sport.
And they've also played a righty every day so far this year.
Right.
And there still has been a lack of production.
When you think of, like, big-time moments of guys in this Tigers lineup, Kerry Carpenter's at the top of the list, man. Like, he is clutch. He comes through. He hit the home run in the game against Seattle last year to tie it up. He obviously hit the home run against the Guardians that everyone always thinks about. Like, he is the moments guy. He's a key piece of this core, of this lineup. And so when he's struggling as bad as he is, of course it makes you a little bit worried.
Would you trade in his insanely high OPS against righties for a little bit more balanced of a hitter between lefties and righties?
No.
Neither would I. That's what he's here to do. He's
and that's
here
what
to
AJ
crush
Hinch,
right-handed pitching.
That exactly. Like, that takes away some of AJ Hinch's ability too.
Right.
You know, when you have it, like, that's what makes Hinch so good is his ability to make adjustments. Oh, I have, like, Kerry Carpenter is the perfect guy for an AJ Hinch. Same with Jahmai Jones,
Yeah.
like, who we have yet to see because they have not faced lefties.
Well,
Like,
not in a starting lineup. We've seen a couple.
well, yeah,
others
that's what I'm
from him.
saying. Like, you know, we have yet to see, like, the second they face a starter that's a lefty, Jahmai Jones is probably the leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
Him or Vierling. Like, it's just gonna happen that way. So I'm excited for that.
I just, yeah. I don't mean to keep hitting the Carpenter drum over and over
Yeah,
again,
but it's
like,
tough.
We view Hinch as this incredible A-plus type of manager, a guy who sees ahead, sees the future in terms of, like, when to pinch hit guys. Hey, in the 7th inning, we're going to be able to do this. Come on, man. Like, get him out of the leadoff spot. There's no reason he needs to be there tonight at 9:40 with Casey Mize on the mound. Zero reason he needs to be in that leadoff spot. Colt Keith, though, like, if we are doing, hey, what are the positives? This guy's been awesome to start the year. He had 2 doubles last night. He's had multiple multi-hit games through 4 games. He feels like you and I talked about it the entire offseason. Your guy was McGonigal. My guy was Keith. And then I ended up jumping on your ship as well and planting my flag over there too. But those were the 2 guys we talked about. Hey, if the Tigers offense is going to take a step forward, because we realized pretty quickly they weren't going to add an external bat. But if the Tigers offense was to take a step forward, not be elite, but just be consistently above average, good even, it was going to have to be on these 2 guys to for McGonigal to contribute right away and Keith to take a step forward. Keith has taken a step forward. Like, I feel really good about that.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think it plays as well. Like, even in the game where he didn't start, he was brought into that game, like, pretty early, like earlier than just, like, the 9th inning. And so it's clear that they want to get him as many, like, he's going to be a bigger role this season than maybe we thought, even though they are probably prioritizing McGonigal over him.
Yeah, I mean,
The fact that McGonigal's playing third, like, over Keith on some days.
yeah, they're probably prioritizing McGonigal over basically everybody, though.
Sure, that's fair. But yeah, like, right now, McGonigal and Keith are the top hits leaders on the Tigers through the first 4 games. Like, that's awesome. That's cool to see. And
Is Dinkler third?
Dingler is third.
Yeah.
With 4. Yes. It's nice that this is the last night of late night Tigers for, like, a while.
A little getaway day tomorrow.
I mean, they don't have another start time past 8 p.m. for, like, a long time.
It's St. Louis, and then they hit the road Kansas City. Is that what it is? You have the schedule pulled up?
Yeah, it's St. Louis, and then they go to Minnesota.
That's what it is.
But shout out to Twins or whoever's in charge of that. All 7:40 start times, not 8:10s.
I can live with the 7:40
Oh,
start
I mean, I
times.
could live with the 8:10s too, but 7:40s are great. Like, for a Central Time Zone team, giving us a 7:40, I'm all for that.
What, that's 6:40 for them?
Yeah.
That works out.
They legit do not have another 8 p.m. or later start time until, like, I'm still scrolling.
Good. I
Until,
mean, they can't
until
play it.
July. This is
Seriously?
awesome.
I mean, they can't do the late night starts at home for a while.
Right, but it's just
too
they
cold.
don't have a road like a. So at least we're getting this out of the way now. I still think it's ridiculous that it's to start the season. Not a good way for fans. Shout out to the Detroit Sportsnet. They get away with it for a little bit longer. But
Yeah, they get away from the cold. What have you thought about the Detroit sports?
no, I'm saying they
broadcast
get
so
away
far?
from people like, oh, well, I'm not going to be up anyway, so I won't be able to tune into the broadcast. You know, like there's going to be a good amount of people who are watching the Tigers for, like, legit the first time
on Friday night.
on Friday night.
Yeah, home opener.
Exactly. I've thought the Detroit Sports Net is fine because I've watched MLB Network in my life, and that's just what it is. It's just MLB Network.
I think
but
it's
for
great.
a local broadcast.
I you know what I do every single time during the commercial breaks when they come back from commercial and they do the hat shuffle? I love it. I look forward to it every time.
Their wipes are really good. Like
Yes.
if we're talking from a technical broadcast perspective, I really love all their wipes that they do for both teams.
I love that Tigers logo that they use. The Tigers don't really use that all that often, but the actually spelled out cursive Tigers.
Yeah.
Love it. The blue and orange. Love it.
The NBC nightly stuff, which is Peacock until the NBA is over, that Benetti's doing Sunday night for, but the Tigers and Cardinals is on NBC, or it's on Peacock Sunday night.
Does that mean we get Benetti on Sunday?
Yeah, we get Benetti on Sunday, but it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
But Andy Dirks is joining the broadcast as well, so we're getting Benetti Dirks on
It's just
Peacock.
a Tigers game with another analyst
It's just a
as well.
Tigers game with whoever the Cardinals guy is they're going to throw on it. It's probably Adam Wainwright or something, so that's pretty cool.
That is fun. And that's Verlander game, right?
That is Verlander game.
Yeah. 989-837-6125. It also should be noted, because we're not going to go back and cycle through this. We're going to go back to the Lions here when we come back. Pistons, also in some late night action in OKC last night, go toe-to-toe with the Thunder without Cade, without Tobias, without Duran, and without Duncan Robinson.
And Stu.
And Isaiah Stewart. Yeah. What an unbelievable performance from basically the G League squad, the B team. They go toe-to-toe with the Thunder, and they fall short in overtime, but Shea shoots 25 free throws compared to the Pistons' 23. I'm glad I didn't see that the second half of this game. That would have infuriated me. I would have been upset. I would have been pulling my own hair out.
Yeah, 47 points. Watching him make 20 free throws would have just been. The fact that he outshot the Pistons from the free throw line is that's
ridiculous.
That's unheard of.
I'll put this on the record. I'm rooting against that team in the playoffs. Like, please, anybody but them. I can't do it. It's not fun to watch. You know, I know I'm not the first and I'm not the last person to have the conversation about Shea, the unethical hoops thing. But it's like, dude, we're the most physical team in the league. The Pistons are. They have the second best defense in the league, only behind the Thunder. It's really the third best when Wemby's on the floor. The Spurs have the second best defensive rating. When he's off the floor, they fall back a little bit. But either way, top three defense. We're physical. We get into guys' grills. Can't touch Shea. Literally can't touch him. Every time we do, it's a foul. Extremely frustrating.
Lakers Thunder playoff series could be
I'm not watching
the most brutal watch you've ever seen.
It's just,
The guy that gets fouled the most and the guy who complains about getting fouled the most.
well, and the team that gets fouled the most
Yikes.
consistently in the Lakers. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. 11 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Yiter Insurance. Life happens fast, and at Yiter Insurance, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. Yiter Insurance Group will be there when you need us since 1940.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding. Built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, so what we've drawn the conclusion to today is we're pretty frustrated with the Lions just because it's just been a poor offseason in general. There's not a lot of positives you can point to and be like, well, at least they did this. No, I mean, they pissed off Taylor Decker. Taylor Decker started bad-mouthing Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. Terry and Arnold situation in Florida. That could get ugly. Nothing could happen from it. Hard to know at this point in time. And then we find out today that they're making Frank Ragnow give back $3 million in bonuses that he had during his contract, and this is the year that it's supposed to come into effect, and the Lions have every right due to the collective bargaining agreement to go ask for that money back and basically demand it back. Frank Ragnow has to give it back. It's just bad optics, though. Like, the way that we view this Lions organization and the rest of the world has, outside of the last 2 years, 3 years, is poorly run, bad ownership, doesn't take care of the players. Look what happened to Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders. Both those guys retired, and the Lions came banging on their door and asking for their money back. And you'd think that the team would learn from that. You really would. Yet Rod Wood says today, the president, who's on the way out due to retirement, says today, I mean, Barry Sanders set the president. You know, Barry Sanders paid back his money, so that's kind of the way that we operate. Come on, man. That's such a poor reasoning for asking for your money back with Frank Ragnow. It's such a poor reasoning that something happened 30 years ago that we all look down upon is going to be the reason that you are going to sit here and say that we're going to ask Frank Ragnow, who put his body on the line every week he was out here in 2024. That's the reason you're going to ask for his money back. These are three guys that are potentially Hall of Famers. Two of them are Hall of Famers. Frank Ragnow, we'll see. But certainly a Ring of Honor type of player that they're just like, for no reason other than they want their money back, pissing them off. They have no obligation to actually make Frank Ragnow give that money back. They could just let him keep it, and at the end of the day, it's $3 million. That part of it's extremely frustrating to hear as a fan, especially when you've had this happen before in the past. If this was the first time, I probably wouldn't think all that much about it. The fact that this is now the third time in 30 years that it's happened with players that in the past you've really tarnished your reputation, yeah, it's extremely difficult to hear. And I also go back to Brad Holmes. Hey, I want to pay everybody. I want to make everybody happy. I want everybody to like me that's on the team. No bad blood. I want to be everybody's favorite GM. If there was an award voted upon, who's everybody's most approved of GM? I want the Lions to win, and I want all my guys to love me. Man, that's coming back to bite you right now because with Taylor Decker, you went back and asked for more money because you didn't have any. And now with Ragnow, you're going back and asking for more money. Back because you don't have any. All around, bad optics offseason for the Lions. I'm really waiting for some positive news, and we just haven't gotten it.
Yeah. I mean, is it just a petty thing at the end of the day? Is it like hey, we don't like the way that Frank Ragnow went out. We don't like the way that
that's
this
sad
went
if
down.
that's actually the reason.
I mean, what else is the reason then?
That according to Rod Wood, that this is the president. Barry Sanders paid his money back, so everybody else is going to. You know that one thing that happened 30 years ago?
Like, dude, Rod Wood is retiring. Why do you care?
I agree with you.
Is this like Sheila's way of like, hey, okay, Rod, you're leaving us. This is the last thing you have to do.
Go get that.
You're not allowed
back.
to leave until you do this. Like, come on, man. It's just annoying. I'm sick of talking about it.
Okay, we can move on.
Well, that's not really what I meant, but sure, we can move on.
I will say some more like less negative. It's not negative or positive. Dan Campbell said we're ready to move Penei over to left tackle. He didn't guarantee they would, but he said they're open to it. He's ready for it. Not to say he ever wasn't ready for it in the past. They just always had Taylor Decker, and he was the best right tackle in football, so why switch it up? He played left tackle in college a little bit, so I have no doubt in my mind that he can go over to left tackle and continue to still be dominant. I do worry a little bit for Tate Ratledge. He had incredible numbers as a rookie at right guard. I think part of that was playing next to Penei Sewell. Those are your two best run blockers. I would just keep those guys next to each other. And to your point, they still need another tackle. My mind does go to the draft. And my mind does go immediately to Blake Miller from Clemson, who played right tackle in college. Little bit of a raw guy, but has this ferocious tenacity. Todd McShay compared him to Taylor Decker, so that really would be a perfect fill-in for the Lions if they were to go that route in the draft. But it does feel like NFL draft, you get it in your head, it feels like left tackle is or tackle in general just so obviously has to be the pick at 17. and then their lack of addressing the edge rusher room, I'd say that probably has to be your 50th pick too. Are you open to trading down, though, and acquiring a third-round pick and doing so? Because the only 2 picks in the top 100 is not great.
Yeah. This was something that we had talked about a while ago. It makes sense for the Lions to move down. Of course, you need whoever your right tackle is going to be, I guess. That you still have to be confident that there's going to be a guy there in the late first round that you would take, right?
To me, there's 6 first-round guys, or at least the consensus is there's 6 first-round guys.
And are all 6 of those guys in your brains day one starters? I'm not saying you specifically, but like if you're the Lions, do you view all of those guys to be a true day one starter? Because if not, then it's not worth it.
To trade back.
Yes.
What if there's still 2 of these guys available at 17 and you think you can trade back a couple spots and still take another one of them? Then I'm open to it, but that's also a very specific situation, you know? I think I'd be more open to trading back that second-round pick than I would the first-round pick, because here at 17, they need to get one of these 6 tackles. Francis Mauigoa, he won't be there. Spencer Fanu likely won't be there. Monroe Freeling could be there. Blake Miller likely will be there. Caleb Fanu, I already said him. Caleb Lomu, the other Utah guy.
Yep.
Or Caden Proctor, who there's some sneaky buzz might end up in the top 10 and go to Cleveland, which I think would help out everybody else.
Seems like something Cleveland would do.
Those
Help
are your
everyone.
6 first-round picks, though. Like, you got to get one of those guys. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. You have to get one of them. And if 5 of them are gone by the time pick 15 rolls around, man, you better be prepared to trade up. You can't leave the draft without one of those guys, even if it's Caden Proctor. Agree or disagree?
Agree. I think so. We've talked about this. Like, I've never liked going into a draft just like we're drafting this position no matter what.
I don't like it, but it's the situation they found
yeah,
themselves
exactly. But
in.
like they have to, because then if they don't, then Larry Borum or we're begging Taylor Decker, hey, we're really sorry.
Yeah, here actually is the $22 million.
Like, how is he not signed somewhere else yet? That's something I don't want to go back to this.
He's going to the Bears, but man. He's going to play for the Bears for the sole fact that he can play the Lions twice a year.
Probably.
I really think that's what's going to end up happening here, because that piece that Justin Rogers had doesn't come out if he's strictly – like, that piece came out because Taylor Decker wanted to stick it and badmouth the Lions. Why else would he agree to do a piece like that? He wanted to tell his side of the story and throw the Lions under the bus in the process. That's the only reason that piece was able to come out. He wants to stick it to him. I really believe that. If the Bears want him, he's going there.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But yeah, to your, I don't like going into the draft saying, well, this is the number one thing we need. But unfortunately, there's a spot on the ball, on both sides of the ball, where there's an enormous gap.
Well, and also, like, how far would you be trading down to? Because there's a situation where maybe if you're trading down with a team that is at the end of the first round, they, of course, have an end of the second round pick as well. Mm-hmm. Like, as a team, if you're trading down to, like, 27, I don't even know who's there, but, just late first round, that's a big – you're moving down 10 whole spots.
That's too much.
But then what if you get that team's second round pick, Like, you're adding a whole nother, like, an early pick.
I think the two needs are so large, though, that, like, as much as I love the idea of collecting more draft capital to address, like, the safety and the linebacker.
Right.
And even tight end, they so badly need an edge rusher.
Yeah.
And a tackle. So badly. Like, equivalent of each other in terms of the need. And I think offensive tackle gets brought up more because the Lions' offense is what's fueled them. That's been their bread and butter. Edge rusher is just as much of a need right now as it is offensive tackle. That's the unfortunate part about this.
Yes, but, like, tackle I still think is just the bigger need still.
I agree with you. That's why it's never been a question for me that it has to be tackle in the first round and edge rusher in the second round, because this edge rusher class is supposedly deeper, too, than the tackles. There's a big fall-off after that's the case every year with the tackles in the first round. There's a big drop-off after those guys go. With edge this year, you might be able to find some guys a little bit later on in the draft, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. We got the news. We got our 3 traditions to get to, all coming up before the show is done. Hey, your dream lawn, Cervinsky sod can literally roll that out. Top quality grown sod that turns patchy yards into backyard showstoppers. And they've been doing it for over 50 years, which means they're experts. Whether you're fixing a rough spot or redoing your whole yard, Cervinsky delivers lush green perfection. Fast, friendly, and farm fresh, because your grass should be greener right now. Don't settle for Increase the value of your home and get the lawn your neighbors will envy with Cervinsky sod.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Brett. on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, let's take it away with the news. Kyle Sand will tell us what's going on in the world of sports.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
Yeah, a lot going on in the world of sports, Ben. Okay, I'm asking you right now. Who's the MVP of the NBA?
Victor Wembanyama. I think he's the best player in the league. Yep.
Interesting. Because we have had these guys give their MVP cases lately. Of course, Wembanyama, remember last week, he just laid out this whole reason why he thinks he's the MVP.
It was genius. I agreed with it all.
It's cool to see people care about it. JJ Redick, the Lakers coach, says Luka Doncic should be the MVP if the Lakers stay hot because he's been playing incredible ball lately. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, after last night's game, was asked about this. He was just asked about, man, you see Luka, Wemby, they're making these MVP cases. What do you got to say? And he said, well, I love to see the other guys, make their cases. I love to see the competitiveness about it. He says, I got nothing to say. My game does the talking.
That's a cold response, man. That's tough. You shot 25 free throws last night. I'd also throw that in there. I think what Victor Wembanyama does on the defensive side of the ball, I think it's the most impactful thing we've ever seen on defense in the history of the league. Obviously, I wasn't around for the Wilt days or the Bill Russell days. I've never seen anything like this, though. This is, forget the blocks, right? He obviously leads the league in blocks. Forget all that. He completely changes the way people think about the game offensively. We saw it with the Pistons. It completely screwed with Cade. Cade had no idea what to do, and I've never seen Cade that rattled before. It's not like it's an on-ball thing. It's like, hey, man, we can't even dribble it near this guy because our entire offense just gets wrecked. I genuinely think if the Pistons played the Spurs 10 times, I don't know if we win. He just completely ruined us from the jump. So, yeah, I think it's Wembanyama because of the defensive stuff. Is he the best offensive player in the league? No, but he's still 24 a game. And when he really wants to get downhill and get to the rim, nobody can do anything about it. So I think it's him. I think he's the best player.
Okay. The odds would not implement that.
No, he's plus 550. I have two different bets on him from preseason.
It's gotten better, though. He's plus 300 right now.
I'm looking at it right now. He's plus 550.
Actually?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. He's plus 300.
On what book?
The same one as you.
That's weird.
Well, this
I'm looking at Finals MVP. You're totally right.
I was about to say.
Yeah, plus 300. I would be a rich man if he ended up winning it.
Worst part is Cade nowhere to be found.
Yeah, he's not going to qualify.
I know, but it's just dumb.
I know. I bet him
let
me check the dates on this. I bet him once preseason, right before the season started, to win MVP, unknowing that I did it the second the season ended.
Right. For
him to win MVP this year, because let's see. Is there a date on this? Yeah, I placed it June 24th of last year. Basically, as soon as the finals were done, I thought Wemby was going to win MVP. Placed that one, and then I placed one right as the season was about to start as well. So, yeah, I'm pulling for him to win it.
He won't. Okay.
He might.
He might. You're right.
The Pistons winning yesterday would have gone a long way. Just to potentially get them the 1 seed.
No, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. Well, like you're saying OKC losing, basically.
Yes.
Okay, we talked a lot about ABS yesterday, whether we're pro, anti-ABS. Well, yesterday, I don't know if you saw this, Yankees-Mariners. The Yankees went 5 for 5 on ABS challenges. These guys know the strike zone. And guess what? It didn't matter. They still lost. Cal Raleigh, who's been off to a terrible start this season, came off the bench in this game, did not start, and walked off the Yankees in a pinch hit at bat. So shout out to Cal Raleigh for doing that.
Finally
5 for 5, though, on the ABS challenges. I'm going to have to talk to John about this because this has been an interesting topic, of course.
They're cheating. They 100% know something. They've got some sort of broadcaster with the box. I didn't know that the broadcasters didn't have the boxes on their screens the same way that we do. Did you hear Benetti say that? Benetti doesn't know if it's a strike or a ball, on his monitor because...
Oh, well, yeah, because they're not watching the live feed of, the game.
Well, they have the game broadcast, but he was basically saying it's been a thing this year that the broadcasters aren't allowed to have that because they don't want it being relayed back to the team. Cheating in any way. So the Yankees figured some way around it.
Interesting.
Just listen out for banging on the drums. Yankee Stadium.
We got the big three all in action tonight of Detroit April sports teams.
Ugh.
Pistons, Raptors tonight at 8. Red Wings, Penguins tonight at 7. And then Tigers, Diamondbacks tonight at 9:40. It is Casey Mize versus Brandon Pfaadt. A couple of righties going at it once again.
Hopefully we get something nice from Mize because he had a tough spring and had some really shaky quotes about not feeling confident in his mechanics. So,
Yeah.
hopefully it's not a disaster start. Tigers, it'd be nice
Can't
if
really
they could
afford
stay
it.
above 500 the entire year and never dip below that.
Ooh, I
Can
kind
that
of
be a
like
challenge?
that. That's a really difficult thing to do, especially early in the season. But
Yeah. Let's see if
it's
they
all,
can do
it's
it.
all on the line tonight then. Is that a sneak peek at what potentially the lock of the day is then?
Maybe.
Well, maybe. We already mentioned this earlier that the Rams, they said they explored trading Davante Adams. They decided against it. We did get the women's Final Four set last night. Of course, we had talked about the crazy hypothetical that Michigan would send both the men's and women's basketball teams to the Final Four and then the hockey team to the Frozen Four. That did not happen, unfortunately, because Texas blows them out. South Carolina heads to their 6th straight Final Four. 6 in a row is just unheard of. All the 1 seeds advancing in the women's bracket.
What's the point? We should just have an invitational, just like a round robin of the 4 teams. What's the point of the other teams even showing up? They're so much better.
The separation of talent in women's basketball, women's college basketball, is one of the largest gaps that there is in any sport, really.
I wish Michigan would have won so everyone could have learned the name Silas Swords. What is just a 10 out of 10 name? Silas Swords.
You're given the name Silas Swords, you just are going to be a star in whatever you do. Like you
have
are
to
just
be.
going to end up being amazing at whatever you do. Yeah, and she's super fun to watch. Okay, that's basically all I got for the news, Ben. Not a ton else going on.
That's all right.
Yeah. Did you see though actually that actually never mind.
What?
Oh yes, sorry.
Just say it.
The big 7'9" guy for Florida. He's in the transfer portal.
Oh, yes.
The big, huge guy.
This is tallest college basketball player in history in the portal.
Oliver Rue. Doesn't play at Florida.
I think it's a Big Ten waiting to happen. I really do.
You think so? He's
Yeah.
a huge name. Like somebody's going to offer him a NIL deal just based off of his marketability. Like think about all that you can do just like with a huge guy like that. Just from just posting on social media and everything like that. Not even from basketball. And then of course obviously you add the basketball on top of it. Like interesting to see where he ends up for sure.
I've got more news for you.
Okay.
A picture has surfaced the internet. Dan Campbell, AJ Hinch linking up in Arizona. Owners meeting happening in Phoenix right now.
Right.
Tigers playing in Phoenix right now.
Campbell, AJ Hinch together.
This is a great photo. I'm going to send it
Really?
to you during this commercial break.
Oh wow. I'm excited for that.
All right. That's all we got for the news.
That's it. Breaking news. 2 guys took a picture.
Hey, you guys can see the difference at Midland Eye Care where your vision is their focus. They offer comprehensive eye exams, glasses, contacts, and advanced eye health services. Friendly, knowledgeable staff and a wide selection of stylish frames for every face and budget. Book your appointment today. Start seeing clear tomorrow at Midland Eye Care.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The
All right, welcome back in. We've got 3 traditions to close out every show. The first thing we have is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, we did not hit yesterday. We took Tigers money line. Man, that did not work out. So we're in a little bit of a rut right now, trying to bounce out of the negative slump we're in March with a home run swing today.
Oh, both figuratively and literally.
Yeah, you got to go ahead and update the people.
Yeah, so it's pretty bad right now. That's the update. 4.19 units down in the month of March, or 3.13 units down just overall in 2026. Like you said, in a bit of a slump right now. You have now missed 8 or make it 9 of your last 11 picks. Yeah, it's really tough in this current moment. And, of course, today is the final day of March, so if you want to go up in March, you got to hit a bet that's at least plus 420 today. You lost February. You won January. So you're trying to get up in, above 500 in the first 3 months of the year.
Well, here's the thing, Kyle. I'm not looking to play to just make up ground. I want to win, okay? I want to win March, or at least tie. So I am going to go for a little bit more of a swing here. I'm looking at this Tigers game today, and I see the pitcher that's on the mound for Arizona, Brandon Pfaadt. I think is how you say that last name. Pfaadt. Fly ball pitcher, right? Gave up 26 bombs last year. Oh, okay. We can work with that, right? He gives up bombs to lefties and righties. There's no real split there. Then I pulled up the odds for home run tonight. And guess who's sitting at exactly plus 420? Guy who hasn't bombed yet this year. Our good friend Spencer Torkelson. Wow! I think it's writing in the stars. There's a fly ball pitcher on the mound for Arizona. We need plus 420 bet to end up even on the month of March. We've got Torkelson, who was the second most home runs last year on the team. Hasn't hit one yet. Is exactly plus 420. Yeah, give me Spencer Torkelson to hit a bomb tonight. That is my lock of the day. What do you think? Taylor, fade.
Oh, man, you laid it out so great.
And you're just going to fade.
I'm obviously going to fade. I mean, did you hear that stat I said earlier? The guy can't hit if there's anybody on base.
Yeah, well, hopefully he's in that 4 spot tonight, and
right.
He just 1, 2, 3 first inning, and just like that, he gets second inning leadoff.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you.
Run.
I hope it hits. I'm rooting for you. But
that'd be quite the comeback if just boom, last lock of the day of the month.
It would kind of defeat the purpose of lock of the day.
Why?
Just because, you do all these around plus 100 bets for a month straight just to, randomly try to make it up at the end with a long shot.
What do you mean? Why would it defeat the purpose? It's a lock tonight.
Okay, I mean, yeah, if it's a lock, then sure, you're right.
Every lock of the day I have is a lock.
That's why it's called the
lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
I actually didn't prep this next thing. What's the most must-see TV tonight? Go ahead.
You're just asking me?
No, I'm yeah, it's the prompt to hit the sounder.
Game of the day.
Last night I think I nailed it with the Pistons and the Thunder. Overtime game, almost buzzer beater, a lot of great stuff. Tonight, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't check going into this one, so I'm pulling up the MLB schedule. I'm pulling up the NBA schedule for tonight as well. We do have a couple good NBA games on. Rockets Knicks is interesting. Lakers Cavs.
I mean, I feel like you gotta pick one of the Detroit teams tonight, right?
No, because that's not the incentive of lock of the day. It's what's just the best game
lock
on
of the day
or of the game of the day. It's just what's the best game on in sports, Like Dodgers Cleveland, that's interesting.
Dodgers Cleveland?
Yeah, it's a little.
It's not interesting at all.
It's not the Pistons and the Raptors. It's just not.
Quickly on the Raptors, by the way, did you see they went on a 31-0 run against the Magic the other day?
Yeah, I think that's more of a
31-0.
I think that's more of a knock on
that
the Magic
is ridiculous.
Than anything.
How do you not score a single point when a team scores 31 on you?
Oh, I found a nationally televised game that I totally agree with it being nationally televised for. Yankees Mariners. That's awesome. ALCS from last year, they're going toe-to-toe again.
Sure. They played last night, and the Mariners walked off the Yanks.
Yeah. Logan Gilbert, Max Fried on the mound today.
Sure.
Yeah, 9:40. That's my game of the day.
Game of the day.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
You know, I actually have to ask you a question based off of that sounder.
Sure.
I saw this hypothetical question put out on the internet last night, and it just popped back into my head.
Okay.
You could be given $100 million, and you have the decision to accept or decline, correct? You could just decline it and live your life currently, how you want. Or you accept it, right? This is where it gets weird. You accept it under the terms that you have to create a 5-word sentence. You put together a sentence that is 5 words long, and if that sentence ever is uttered by a person ever on planet Earth, you are eliminated and you're killed.
And I die.
You
That's
die
the
on the
alternative?
spot. And so I was reading this, and I was just reading some of the comments because I thought it was so funny. And one of the first things I saw was,
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see
because
TV.
obviously it is not 2 words. It was longer than 5 words, which was kind of the joke. But would you do that though? Would you be able to come up with a 5-word sentence that no one will ever say ever the rest of your life? It doesn't have to be said to you. It could be said by someone in a different country. If it's ever said.
I think I would. Wait, but does it have to be in English?
Sure, let's say it has to be in English.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
I saw someone said, play that new Nick Cannon.
That's funny. Play that new Nick. Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, man.
I asked ChatGPT to come up with a
Right,
5-word
of
sentence
course,
that would
of
never be
course.
uttered by another human. I don't think this would ever be said. Silence loudly tastes like purple gravy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't think that would ever be
I don't
uttered.
see a world where that would be said.
Colorless dreams politely calculate triangle silence. That's
That felt
6
like
words.
more than 5
That's
words.
6
yeah.
words. Yeah. One more. The silence loudly tastes triangular. What's up with their silence and tasting?
I don't really like where they're going here.
But why would the silence ever taste triangular?
It's a good point.
Um,
Ask the people. Let us know. Would you accept the deal? Give us your 5
I
words.
100% would. Although death, that doesn't sound too fun. Okay, what's the last thing we got? We got guess what Colin opens with. What's the score? You got a point.
I got a
yesterday.
point yesterday, Ben, and I'm only down by 1. It's 48-47. I have made the comeback. I'm 1 point shy of tying you. It's your turn to go first today, though. Duke lead was the lead yesterday. We get some breaking news. Tiger Woods was looking at his phone before the crash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, man. Then why'd you refuse to take the urine test? I'll go with the MVP race in the NBA.
Oh, I was gonna do that.
Shea versus Shea and Wemby both had insane games last night. Just
yeah,
insane
you're right.
games.
You're gonna win. I'll go with maybe he does an ABS lead. The Yankees went 5 for 5 against his Mariners and they walked him off. I'll do it like maybe he just has this is his time to talk about ABS. That'll be my pick.
Okay. All right, that's gonna do it for us. We appreciate everybody for listening. Search the Ben Bosscher Show or 100.9 The Mitt wherever you like to do your social media.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.